Anything? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Testing. Do. If you're having issues, try restarting your device. Why would I need to restart my device? Oh, you can hear now. Okay. I was sitting here talking to y'all this whole time. I don't know what happened, you guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yo, I was up in here talking and singing and everything. All right, let's start this over. Shout out to Mr. Terry coming through with the copyright disclaimer. Hey, Miss Lots. Hey, Shanta. Peace, Joanne. Hi, Miss Margaret. Hey, Miss Angel. Okay. Yes. Oh, my goodness, y'all. Sorry, I was sitting up in here chatting and y'all couldn't hear anything. So, first, I want to say rest in peace to Irv Gotti. This is a tough one to start off 2025, y'all. Irv Gotti and Murder Inc. gave us some classics that we will probably forever listen to, that will ever be played at the cookout or, when you're getting off work and one of those Murder Inc. classics come on. Man, man. Yeah, it's StreamYard. Don't even get me started on that. But yeah, this one is tough. So rest in peace to Irv Gotti. I know, right, Miss Angel? He suffered a series of strokes. He's actually been, I mean, now we can talk about it. He's been gone for quite some time. They were trying to keep that private, family just having their alone time, but he suffered another stroke, well, a series of strokes after with his issue with diabetes, and this was his second one. There was some hemorrhaging on the brain, and he was basically kind of in a vegetative state for quite some time. So, yeah, that's tough. That was tough. That's a tough one for 2025, my chatters. I promise you. That's tough. I do not like that. Hey, Miss Denise, how are you? How are you? I hope all is well. I hope all is well. So I'm going to tomorrow. I want to get into something that's somewhat to the topic with men and their mental health, and I don't know. I've just kind of been inspired lately and listening to some things that some men have gone through. And I feel like I just need to do more. I feel like a lot of the times men are left unprotected, and I've seen that. I told my chatters so many times that I've learned so much about myself throughout this saga. And I saw some things, that weren't favorable to my culture, my community. And I made a conscious decision to be better and at least talk about things that are of importance to myself. I guess just if anything, make a difference in this world. I'm really saddened to see the lack of support my brothers have. Um, and to be transparent, I'm disappointed in myself with the support I could have given to my own brothers, and I've been reaching out to them really, really heavily for about the past 2 weeks, you guys. Just wanting to be there and letting them know that I'm here, if they're experiencing anything. So when I was listening to when I was listening to Sorry, you guys. Hey, Miss Denise. Watching Kevin's live, I think this was yesterday. These days are running, and I think it was yesterday or either the day before. But watching Kevin's live the other day with child support, I had another moment because I remember judging 50 Cent for years. Now, granted, I think certain things 50 shouldn't have said regarding his son. I remember when his other son was born, he made the comment. It was some sort of post he made, to my only son. I think there's times when 50 has been petty, but I thought that he was somewhat of a jerk, to be honest, when it comes to his first child. But listening to his first child, his firstborn speak, I can see why feel like we need to have for exactly who they are, because peace, queen. What's up, pretty lady? What is up, pretty lady? Jamie's in the building. So, listening to his son speak, you guys, I kind of had an epiphany like, wait a minute, I feel like we should always listen to another side to a story. So, we're going to get into this video I'm about to play right now with Royce Reed. So I thank her, if anything, for inspiring this live. And yeah. And I want to go through this clip. I think it's only 7 minutes, but it's ooh, it's only 7 minutes, I think. Girl, stop talking. No. But powerful nonetheless. Do, 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 do. Uh, uh, uh. I want to make sure this is the right one. 1 second, Chaz.
Okay, so then you give birth. Was Dwight there during the birth?
No. Do you know what? Are you looking at 4x4s on cars.com?
I want to make sure it's the peace, Kev, peace. I want to make it sure it's the right one, you guys. But I was listening to this myself, and I thought, are you kidding me right now? You ever have that moment where you're watching something and, the masses will probably say, oh my goodness, how could you? Or how could this person? But when you listen to things with a different ear, it's like, no, wait a minute. This is wrong. This is wrong. Very wrong.
I know what you're talking about.
Very wrong. Oh, hold on. I want to make sure this is the right one. My boo-boo kitties. Wait, pause on the kitty. I think we heard enough of kitty, but you know what I'm saying. Is this the right one?
And he was playing in a game, actually, like that day.
For a new first mom, basically.
Right.
Okay. And you filed a paternity suit against him.
Okay.
It took 8 years to work it out?
No, it took not even a full year, almost a year.
Okay.
It was done in 08.
Okay. And once that was worked out, did you get a fair child support payment, or was he trying to fight it at every turn?
No, we actually went to mediation, and the crazy part is my attorneys were actually wanting me to fight for a lot more, almost double. And I said I didn't want to be known as that girl. I'm like, because I just want him to take care of Braylon. And what I've been doing for those 8 months was begging for diapers and clothes, little things like that. I didn't want him to take care of me. And he offered to buy me a house. I turned down the house because he...
Okay. So he offered, well, she states that, we don't know if this is true, but for 8 months, she said that she was begging for the basics, diapers, etc. She did not want him to take care of her. And in return, he offered to buy her a house.
Wanted the house in his name. And that didn't feel right. My dad was like, no, because that means he could take it from you at any moment. He did buy me a car. Same thing though. It was in his name, so I kept my car. And then he decided, well, I'll just refurnish your townhouse. Okay, but he didn't do anything for the nursery. So.
Okay, so I was literally, my hands. Okay, so here we have a situation where you have a woman that is now pregnant with a millionaire's child, right? Let's just call it what it is. She's pregnant, had the baby with the millionaire. Have a baby by me, baby, be a millionaire. We know the saying. So she's stating that she's asking for the bare necessities, diapers, Pampers, etc. Bare necessities, right? So in return, as opposed to just giving you the bare necessities, he presents you with a house. You decline that because it's not in your name. Now, I think we all know that when someone is in when people are of a certain stature financially, they're in a different tax bracket. I'm sure it was way more beneficial to him to have that home in his name for, tax purposes or whatever. But that wasn't good enough. So you're asking for diapers. Someone offers you a house. That's not good enough. Okay, fine. You're asking for diapers. Someone in return offers you a car. That's not good enough. Someone then says, okay, well, then I will upgrade your current home. That's not good enough. Because what about the nursery? So now we have three instances in which a man who's not in a relationship with a woman, okay, let's be honest. Listen, Linda, listen. She can sit there and be, I think petite women, people always underestimate them and think because they're of a certain size that they're innocent. They're not. And so I think she uses that to her advantage, her and her lip that disappears. That looks rather wicked to me. And these jackets that she wears. And I think this one too, in everything in my mind, the back of this jacket that she wore on DJ Vlad says booyah. You can't convince me otherwise. I think it lights up and it says booyah because she's just that toxic to me. You know what I'm saying? But diapers, you're asking for diapers. I'll give you a house. No, thank you. Diapers. Here goes a car. No, thank you. Diapers. Let me upgrade your current home. But he didn't do anything for the nursery. Something's wrong with her, y'all. Afraid, anger, fear, resentment, anxiety, insecurity, deficiency. All her decisions come from these places. Yeah, with the acronym. Come through. You better, Kev. Something is wrong. And people listen to this and think that it's okay and normal. I was literally cringing. This is not okay. There's nothing acceptable about this behavior. There's nothing remotely okay because you are painting the narrative that someone basically is just leaving you high and dry. But you're offered things that will help you and your child, and you yourself decline them, but then you label him as a deadbeat dad. I don't know about you, but I can go find about 15 Taniquas that's pregnant right now that their baby daddy offered them a house or a car or to even upgrade their current house. This is not normal. This is not normal. My young nieces that listen to this is not normal. This is not normal behavior. From the moment that she had this child, her mind was already made up. And you can tell in just the attempts that she's saying he made. He didn't say this. You're telling the world this. So you mean to tell me that he's this monster, but when the child wasn't even a year old, you were offered a house, a car, and an upgrade to your current living arrangements. But he's not shit. That's not okay. That's not okay. That's not okay. Sorry, why would he put y'all out? Hi, Miss Robin. She won't take the house and the car because he could take it. Where's the good faith, the trust you have his child? Why would he? Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, and he bought me a sidekick that I still have. But I was just asking for a lot of just simple help, and he wouldn't provide it.
Simple help. Simple help is a house. She asked for simple help, and he offered her a better quality of life in return with a home that you don't have to worry about for my child, a car that I'm sure is going to be reliable, or even an upgrade. But that wasn't good enough. You just wanted what? You know what I get from that, my chatters? You wanted the commitment. Let's call a spade a spade. You wanted a commitment. And that, hey, my lady, you a house. I can give you 50, 11 chicks in the hood pregnant right now, wishing they probably had a place of their own. Let's talk about it, okay? But you want to tell the world that this man did nothing. A house, y'all. A house. We're not talking about somebody paying your rent for a month or two. We're not talking about an income tax check. This man offered you a whole entire house and a sidekick. But that wasn't good enough. She just wanted the basics, right? Sis, I'm going to need you to be honest at some point in these interviews and state that you wanted the ring. You wanted a commitment, and nothing was going to be good enough. You wanted him. You wanted him full time in the house. You wanted that relationship. You wanted to be at the games. You wanted to be a Shawnee O'Neal. That's what you wanted, because there's no way that you denied all of this.
So that's why I had to take him to court. And again,
Shut the. So this is why I had to take him to court. Am I tripping, chatters? This is why I had to. So basically, I had to take him to court. I had to take him to court because he offered me a house, a car to upgrade my townhouse, and a sidekick. So this is why I had to take him to court. Did y'all tell me I'm not tripping? Because I, I, I can't do anything except giggle, because I was listening to this and I'm saying, are you for real right now? Girl, you and your little jacket with the rhinestones and the glitter and the bells and the whistles. And them ends are holding on for dear life, but that's a whole nother conversation. I'm not healed like Dwight. I'm petty. Between them nostrils, that lip, them jackets, and all sorts of other craziness, I can't. That child was a stale piece of cornbread and buttermilk. I'm not doing this.
attorneys wanted me to ask for way more.
My attorneys wanted me to ask for way more. Child, a house and a car. I say a house and a car, but the attorneys wanted me to ask for way more. But you didn't want him to take care of you, right? You were just asking for the basics, right? If you listen to people, chatters, just listen, and they will talk themselves right into the bull. All you got to do is listen, because she's sitting here with a straight face saying this and not even realizing that you are crazier than a bat in a cat hat. My attorneys wanted way more.
And I didn't want to break him like that. I didn't want to be known as like a gold digger.
Okay,
so.
No, sorry. I thought I could hold it. Bitch, you lying, because you are. You are. There's no way that you can tell me that you're not. This is all about money. Like, come on now. Maybe you can fool the masses, but I assure you, I didn't want to be labeled as a gold digger. But you are, though, boo-boo kitty. That's what it's about. If you couldn't get the commitment, you couldn't get the stay-at-home dad, you couldn't be the basketball wife, let's keep it a buck. This is what you wanted. You wanted to be that chick. You can lie to everybody else, but I know what you wanted. You wanted that to be your man. You wanted to be on the sidelines at the game with the son of the first draft. You wanted that life, sis. Be honest. Be honest, because that's what this is stemming from. You wanted that life, and it's in your messages to him. It's in the email that you posted on your own Instagram. I get to watch you live the life that you got to be honest. Be honest. Stop. Just stop. Stop.
Well, I mean, to give sort of a backstory here.
Sidebar, I hate DJ Vlad. He's a culture vulture. I wish my people would stop giving him the light of day. There's so many other minority creators, small creators like myself, and many others that can give you a quality interview. Please stop. Please stop, y'all. Please stop making them rich off of our pain, off of our trauma. Stop. Support local, support your minorities, support smaller creators, support small businesses. Stop. Stop. This man is a culture vulture. Stop it. But I'm going to watch it. But anyway.
Dwight Howard earned around $350 million during the course of his career. So how much were you getting initially for child support?
Initially, $2,500.
That's it.
And then it went up to 13.
And this is why, see, he likes to, this is why we need to stop this. You notice he said, that's it. He encourages this type of behavior, this toxicity, you know, to keep us going, to keep this type of divide. He has no respect for Dwight as a man. He has no respect for any black man, in my opinion. He sits there, this woman says 2,500, and you can hear him saying, that's it. I don't like him. I do not like him.
My attorneys were pushing for
13,000.
13. My attorneys were pushing for 30, but I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. Especially because we were supposed to have joint custody.
I mean, I'll be honest. For someone who's making hundreds of millions of dollars,
I know.
And kids are supposed to have the same type of lifestyle that the more highly paid parent has.
Who says that? Do you guys hear this ignorance? Kids are supposed to have the lifestyle that the more higher paid parent has. He's antagonizing the situation. I don't like him. I don't like him. Kev says, nothing says you're not the one more than a man who's dating someone else when he just had a newborn. Even with all that leverage, he wasn't trying to be with her. Facts. Like, you were never the main. You know, you were the side. Succotash, you know, cornbread. That's it. That's it. He was a little snack, sis. I just need you to be honest with it. I mean, it happens. No shade, no tea. You know, we've all probably had one that you probably would have wanted to snag, or I wish it would have worked out differently. But you pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, and you get over it. I would be sick too. You know, like, well, damn. But I guess what? I wouldn't be crazy out here. I hope you don't think none of these antics was going to make him want you, because sis, it's going to take a little bit more than a little jacket with some rhinestones and some dead ends. Girl, bye.
13 just seems low. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but again, I was very, very naive, and I guess
her lips to me says that she's wicked. Evil people have certain facial characteristics that I feel like even, I don't know, it sounds crazy, chatters, but the next person that you know, even like if it's an auntie or a family member that you know that's wicked or has some evil ways, it shows on their face. I promise you, you have to see it. So I think with her wickedness comes through, and that top lip and that the bird peak nose, it's wicked. It's something very wicked or sinister about the mouth area. I wouldn't trust her. I wouldn't trust her. You know what? She says, if I were Dwight, I wouldn't leave no damn brushes or anything. She looked like she'll try to get somebody a strand of hair and do a goddamn seance. She is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Men, my brothers, stay away. It ain't worth it. Don't y'all go out here putting your penises in these hornets' nests, because these chicks are crazy. They're crazy.
Gullible to a certain extent, because I just felt like he was young, you know, I was slightly young as well, and we were just trying to navigate life.
I like how she says slightly young, where you're really trying to downplay the fact that you were the older woman with this 18-year-old stallion. Like, girl, bye. Like, everyone in the world knows the myth with getting you a younger man. Child, you were very much older. Stop it. Girl, bye.
And a life-changing situation.
Hey, T-Nice.
He started dating someone else, which was fine, you know.
But was it fine that the $350 million 8-foot man was dating somebody else and you wasn't chosen? Like, was it really fine, sis? Let me know.
I was trying to move on. I didn't want it to seem like it was about money.
I almost threw this goddamn. Let me light this joint, because I need this for my anxiety, y'all. This is why I can't. My nerves. I can't take ignorance and stupidity, y'all. It bothers me so bad. It really does. It really does. Because the fact that you can sit here after you said all of that and you have the gall to say, You didn't want it to come off as it wasn't about money. Sis, it was, though. It was, baby girl. It was. And you had your parents in your ear. You know, the daddy that you disrespected, you know, and let the world know that you don't really think the best of him. You know, that dad, you even threw them under the bus because now you're trying to make it seem like, you know, daddy was rooting for more money. Like, have you no shame? This is not okay, you guys. Very much, Joanne. Cocazoid features. Joanne, I get so irritated. Did you hear me slam this remote down? I get so frustrated, y'all. This is why I get so frustrated because it's scary to think that it's people like this amongst us that are this delusional, that are this narcissistic, straight under the bus. I even hate the word narcissistic, but when I got to call a spade on this one, child, you need to be on the poster of narcissism. You are very much delusional, and this is not okay. And I'm it's not even necessarily that it's a Royce and Dwight story. This happens more than we know. You know, I have brothers that go through situations with the crazy baby mamas. You know, I had a brother lose his job over a crazy baby mama. Like, this is not okay. This is not okay. When is this stigma going to change? And when are we going to stop having other women coddle this type of behavior? I love my fellow sis enough to say, sis, you tripping. And if that means you hate me, then we weren't meant to be sitting next to one another. And I'm fine with that. You know what I'm saying? I rock the beat of my own drums anyway. But you should love your fellow sis enough to say, girl, this isn't a good look, ma. I want more for you, ma. I expect more from you, sis. Elevate, sis. This is not okay, sis. They're torn up in the media enough already, sis. Can you keep it behind closed doors, sis? You remember like grandma and grandpa? I never heard my grandma and grandpa argue. Never. They kept that behind closed doors. I never seen it. I couldn't even tell you what that looks like. We need to go back to those old values and those old traditions where what happens in the home between a man and a woman needs to stay there. Needs to stay there. I don't know how in your right mind where you can, regardless of your relationship or what you're thinking now, unless he's, you know, abusive, you know, and really has done some damage, I can see keeping your distance. But over the past 10 years alone, how can you not see the stories of so many that are no longer here and not want to treat your man or your brother differently? How can you watch the George Floyd video and not want to go home and hold your man or make it right? And I'm sorry, but not sorry, but I have to say this. How can you state that you saw a man that took something from you and you simply read him a message, a note that you wrote him, and you let him walk away? I'm going to say that again. How can a man take something from you years ago and you publicly state that you saw this man again and the only thing that you wanted to do was read him a note? Why does that man have that grace that took something from you with a knife? Why? Why do we do that? Why do you pick and choose? Why? Why is that okay? Why was he granted grace? Why did he get a pass? That's not okay. That's not okay. I'm angry by this because it's deeper than just a Royce Reed. I've been watching videos all day today of Black men talking about their depression and their mental issues. I'm pissed, to be honest. I'm pissed. Where is his piece? This world is cold.
Just wanted him to be in Braylon's life. So I settled, and we were supposed to have joint custody, but yeah, that didn't really happen. And then, yeah, nannies got involved, and the next time y'all see me smiling a mugshot, it'll be because I found her.
Okay, we'll get to that. So
the look, this is one wicked motherfucker, man. I know I done lost monetization on this one already. I can't make it, y'all. I can't. This is why I'm better on my podcast, because I can't take YouTube censorship, because so now she brings in the nanny. What up, Park? Hey, my sissy boo. The next time I see her, and I'll be smiling in a mugshot, is because when I see her, is this the same nanny that you were face to face with, and you gave her a promise, not a threat? Is this the same one, or did you forget that it was that not a part? Is this the same one? Because you said you were face to face with her and you didn't pinch the bitch, but now you're gonna be smiling in a mugshot because you're sitting next to the Caucasian man that looked like he smelled like a fucking deli. I don't know how these people sit next to Vlad. That bitch looked like he smelled like fucking salami. I hate his ass.
oh, during the time, so after you had the baby, it sounds like you guys were essentially separated, and
Yes.
just occasionally, he would occasionally co-parent based on what you're saying. But leading up to that time, you did have a relationship, and you did spend a lot of time together. At any point, did you feel that he was bisexual, gay, anything of that sort?
Oh God.
I knew it was freaky. I didn't know that he liked to be with men, but I knew he was freaky. There were certain things that, he would want to do that I would decline.
Oh, so now you decline him, but on Basketball Wives, you were talking about, how skills you were and how you can put your leg behind your head, and how you was twerking on stage for, I think it was like, what, a free t-shirt or $100 gift certificate? Bitch, please.
But again, back then I'm thinking, like, are people really doing this? I'm not there yet, but.
Y'all, I had a podcast a long time ago that said, stay away from Laura Winslow's. Laura Winslow, Steve Urkel, and all of that, because basically it taught us that, some women ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, Laura didn't want Steve until he got on and he was working with NASCAR or whatever. Stay away from Laura Winslow's. Royce is a Laura Winslow. Stay away from Laura Winslow's, because that's what she is. Hey, Miss Dawson. Hey, Miss Dawson. Don't he look stank, Pop? Stay away from Laura Winslow's, because this y'all, I'm so bothered, y'all. I'm bothered. I am so incredibly bothered, because just like when I was covering the saga, there was so many messages that we missed as a community. So many messages was focused on the wrong thing. And myself, before anybody gets that, I can listen, I can own my own. I don't need anyone to tell me. There was so much that I missed. Hey, Miss Andrea, I hope all is well. She could have said no, because like he said, you saw him doing anything gay, but she wanted to create this idea that he's freaky. Right. Like, okay, girl, clearly it didn't bother you. You know what I'm saying? You went back for seconds. Stop it. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. But when I was covering the saga, I felt like there were so many messages that we missed as a community, and it just got to be extremely embarrassing. It got to a point where it was embarrassing, you know? And I feel like with the Dwight story, there's so many messages in there, but people just want to focus on dancing fruit, Izzy bye, you know, there's so many different messages in this story with manipulation, extortion, deceit, a child that it's just not okay. It's just not okay. Exactly, Pac. Fourths, apparently. Like, girl, you went back to ride the Maverick. Who are you fooling? Who are you fooling? Who are you fooling? Please. And you sampled the good when you were in the, you know, the unsafe environment, you know, allegedly. Girl, please. Please. You went back. You went back. Stop it. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. But there's so many messages within this story, and I think the media has kind of made a mockery of it. But you see a situation in which a woman can sit on platforms and basically say whatever she wants to with zero accountability, and you have these journalists or bloggers where I even question their integrity. I question their integrity. I really do. Where do you do you really care about the person that's being discussed, or is this just about your numbers? Do you really care about shedding light to this situation, or are you just looking to get people here and you're going to put a crazy title and freaky deaky and mushrooms and dancing fruit? Like, is that really where we're at right now? And the reality is, it is. This is a very dumb society that we live in. I'm embarrassed at times to even be a part of it. I listen to these interviews, I listen to the disrespect, but I never, you know, I never spoke ill about him to his son. Is the son blind? Because last I checked, he can watch these interviews and see this. Is that not child negligence? Is that not child abuse as well? Where the child has to witness this and hear this. But that's okay. Is it because she's a woman that's okay? That's not okay. That's not okay. Pay somebody. Yes, Little Lip is still doing bogus interviews, baby. Pac says, then lying about being in a relationship for 2 years with that man, knowing that she wasn't nothing but coleslaw and fries, child. Okay. And not even good coleslaw, the Woltry kind. It's giving Woltry. Imagine Serena Williams' ex getting on camera discussing her sexually. The internet would flip. Period. Period. Exactly. Tom Brady or Peyton Manning. Let's get into it. You know, let's talk about Eli Manning and his drama. They won't do that. So you go to these DJ Vlad, these culture vultures, and you kick a brother down. This is the only way. This is okay. This is acceptable. This you're going to look back years from now and be proud of. This is what a son can look back on a mother speaking and doing and say, my mom did that. This is your legacy. This is what you're leaving behind, and this is okay. But at the masses listen to these clips and they play it over and clickbait and laugh, and they add bells and whistles and dancing and the disrespect with no consideration of how this could potentially affect the mental health of a man. We have become desensitized to the mental health of our men. It has become normal to degrade our men. It is normal now. It is normal. If I wanted to, I can't say certain words right now, but the video's already struck and I'm not going to receive any compensation, but whatever the fuck, right? But I can't say certain words. But if I wanted to put on a G-string and thong right now and dance to Cisco thong song, that would be able to be played without any censorship at all. If I wanted to get on here and totally degrade and call a man the N-word repeatedly, guess what? They're gonna let that video ride. And you don't see that you are part of the problem, sis. When the fuck are you gonna wake up? When the fuck are we gonna wake up? Y'all niggas is dumb out here. Dumb. Dumb. Just because you put on an ankh necklace, all of a sudden you so enlightened. If you don't sit your dumb, goofy ass down, this is not okay. None of this is okay. None of this. Shout out to you, Bushwatcher, for coming through to say that. I appreciate you and support you so much. And yes, he's a major culture vulture, and we run to him. We run to the mess. We run to the mess. We run to the mess. It's not okay. Not okay. Conversations like this don't see the light of day. But let me title my live, I don't know, Dwight caught with a banana in his ear. 1,000,000 views. We are a dumb society. And you're wicked, sis, for even being a part of this. You're wicked. You're wicked. I would expect more from a grad. We are the weapons that they use to destroy us. Think about that. Yeah. Somebody says that child's mental health is more than likely already affected. I hope he's not suffering in silence. She's so busy running from interview to interview, not worrying about the development of the kid. I couldn't agree with you more. This has to affect him. This has to. This has to. While you sitting up there talking about how you reciting Cash Doll's 10 commandments, bitch, are you dumb? The fuck is wrong with you? Give a fuck about a Cash Doll 10 commandments? Bitch, go be a mom. Nothing about this is okay. Nothing. I can't deal. I can't deal. Oh my God, Miss Tonya! That is amazing. Thank you. I don't think I ever got something like that. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not bragging to post it, but this is great for me, and I love this. Thank you so much, Miss Tonya. Oh my gosh. Pac says people were all in her chat saying, girl, you could have just wrote a book, and what about your son? She said, I'm doing this for my son. Child. See, Pac, I can't. This makes me angry. This makes me sad. And I can't change it. And I think that's what being an empath that bothers me so much, that I can't change it. These videos I watched of these brothers, I watched so many TED Talks today and so many stories of men telling their stories. I watched a video of Amon Shumpert realizing when he first learned of depression, it's not okay. We have become desensitized to a man's pain, a man's trauma. We laugh at that. That shit is funny to see a man cry. My heart breaks. I saw my daddy cry once and I got cried for about a week. That shit brought me to my knees. How could you look at your brother and laugh at his pain? How is that funny? And this is normal? Y'all motherfuckers walking around thinking this is cute? You're bugging, B. Y'all are weird to me. Y'all are weird to me. Weird to me. Don't let the humor fool you. She's been woke. I just rather laugh. It keeps me sane. Because y'all are weird to me. It's not okay. Some of these men aren't here anymore. Do you know the numbers in our brothers that is rising when they are deciding that they no longer want to be here? We are walking around and laughing at the pain. We are walking around here not accepting houses and cars because that's not enough. You just wanted the basics, such as diapers. But the house and the car isn't enough. Do you know how many single women out here that's taking the bus with their kids, with the car seat, with no help? You know how many single mothers out here that had the kid and ain't never heard from the father again? You know how many single mothers out here then but the house and the car isn't enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. So what's enough? What's enough? Because that wasn't. When the stigma is there's men that don't want to provide. So a house and a car isn't enough. Because you certainly told the white man that. So what's enough for the brother to offer you? I had a conversation with some of my Muslim friends earlier today, and he was sharing that his wife, he paid her $21. That was the price that they agreed upon to even marry her. And upon divorce, if they choose, they agreed on $26,000. And he explained to me, if someone offers you a free meal, you'll eat it, but it won't taste the same. But if you have to go out and you work for that meal and you paid for it, you're going to value it. If you don't eat the whole thing, you're going to wrap it up and put it in the refrigerator. It's a value. That's how I look at my wife. So yes, I pay her $21,000. But a house and a car isn't good enough. We are a broken culture, and it's up to us, the ones that can resonate with my emotions and my feelings. It's up to us to never allow our lights to be dimmed. It's up to us to continue despite being torn apart or ridiculed. It's up to us to continue to be the change that we want to see. It's up to us to stand up, even if you're laughed at or mocked or, a pick me, was it pick me, dizzy bitch, one of the, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. So I've heard. I'll take that. I'll take that if that means that I'm not blinded. I'll take that if that means that I'm going to continue to show grace and empathy to my brothers. So many of my brothers that I watch videos of be beaten, powed while reaching for their ID that they were asked to provide. I'll take that. As I watched my brother say that he can't breathe, I'll take that, because those images stay with me. That's what they've done to us. That's what they do to them, because they see that strength. They know how powerful our men are. They're intimidated by that. They don't have too much work to do, though, anymore, because we're doing it to ourselves. Something to think about. Chatty, you just gave a totally different perspective. Thank you. That's all I ask. I'm not here for a long time, just a good time. And if I can just make one person think, I'm cool with that. You know, I appreciate you, Miss Robin. I do. To the little brown boys that watch these women speak of them as if they're nothing but money, a meal ticket. You are worth so much more, King. You are worth so much more. To my real women that are loving on their men correctly, asking how they are, holding them. I see you, sis. Keep holding them, because this world is wicked. God is everything to me, 0+. I don't know what that means. I've never seen you here before, but thank you so much for coming in. And I don't know if I missed that. Is 0+? Is that something I should see or do? Please see the play. What play, Kev? Hold on. Black women and when the enemy, black man, your children. Is 0+ the name of the play, y'all? I hope we do better eventually, but like I know how it goes, y'all. Like I know. It's frustrating to see it. It's extremely frustrating. It's I've cried and getting teary now at the thought, because like I said, I see so many images of my brothers on the street slain. I see so many images of them of them not being provided the promotion. I see so many images of that, and I watch these videos and I sit and I watch this degrading and this exploitation and the disrespect and the taunting and the name calling. It's almost as if they want to see them end it all, because they can't take the ridicule anymore. It's almost as if this is what they want. This is not okay. This is not okay. We didn't go through this. They didn't go through this for us to be here. My grandmother, 1917, did not wash the clothes of white women for this. For this. For this. I am angry. So this is bigger than Royce Little Lip Reed. It's bigger than that. Yeah. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than the culture vulture that looks like he smells like meat and salami that will sign up anybody to be exploited, especially if it's a melanated man. It's bigger than that. We are broken. Adjust your crown, sis, because this ain't the way. This shit ain't it. We are broken. Dope. What up, Dwight? I haven't read my comment up. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Oh, thanks, Lacey. I was saying, please see the plot. They want us to destroy each other. Thank you, Chatty. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Dwight. From a sister to a brother, I appreciate you. And I'm sorry if it means anything, you know. Um, we want to join. Oh, I'm sorry. I can, how do I? I'm sad, y'all. But what can I do? You know, I love you too, Angela. Y'all know I'm a sensitive thug, right? I'll get to crying in a minute. That's why I can't talk about certain things, y'all, because it bothers me. I think this is why I kind of, I'm in my own little chatties bubble. Always been like this because the world bothers me. That's why you find me sitting in a park alone somewhere because the world bothers me. It bothers me, y'all. And I don't like it.
I'd rather have it loud than like what it is.
Yeah, you missed it. How you doing? What's up, everybody?
I'm okay.
I am
I am
grateful.
okay. How are you?
I am awesome. I just got back. I took my son, surprised him today. My youngest, he got his report card and got all A's. So I took him to the Hawks game to see his favorite player, Wemby, and we had a good time. We
I
had a
love
great
that for
time.
y'all.
Surprised he.
That makes me smile. It makes me smile. I'm so glad. I am. Inhale, exhale. I think I need some of your peace. I really do. I think I need to get to your level of peace because I'm not there yet. I don't know if you can hear me because my audio was going out. Can you guys hear me? Put a one. It might just be Dwight's audio. Miggity, mic check. Okay, thank you.
Can you hear me?
Okay, now I can. You went out. I couldn't hear anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Were you
we
talking?
yeah, I was saying thank you guys, and I understand it. It can be very hard and difficult to not allow this stuff to agitate you and upset you when you know what's going on. But then again, like it's just I guess it's a part of life. It's a part of something that unfortunately, from young decisions I made as a younger self. These are things that I have to deal with, knowing that I'm also a well-known athlete. So all my all my deeds, whether they be good or bad, are going to be plastered for everyone to see. So now you just have to navigate through all that. Comes with good and bad. You pray for rain. You got to take the mud that come with it.
But does it bother you though? Like, do you ever wonder like why? Does it like how does it make you feel?
Well, I just know it comes with the territory. Uh, it's when you when you in this life, when you pray for this life, you know, you got to know it's going to come with all type of what we could say false prophets, deceitful people, and you know, it is disheartening, you know, when you have multiple people who will just use you in any type of way for their own gain when you're not that type of person at all. When you know I'm the most giving person, so when there's people who take that and you know use it in a negative way, it is disheartening, and it hurts my family foremost. You know, my mom, you know, her having to hear about her son, you know, online and see stuff and hear comments and read things and stuff like that. You know, it hurts her, and she knows it's not her son, and you know, seeing the lies and stuff like that is real disheartening when you know you have a mom and a dad who know they didn't raise no son like this, and to see that their son is being put out there in a certain light, you know, those things are very disheartening.
Indeed.
Peace, Kev.
Yes, yes, ma'am. What's up, D?
Kev,
What
you
they
there?
do,
Yeah, I'm
the
here.
guru.
Peace, Chatty.
Oh, he's the guru. Everybody knows him.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
No, man, I was thinking about this as Chatty was doing her live, man. She was really just shining light on so much. You know when people say
My internet is not being my friend this evening. That is crazy.
you
Okay,
can't you
I'm
can't
back.
hear?
Guru.
Yeah.
Guru, can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly. Can you hear me?
I think I hear him in the background, kind of, but I don't know. Dwight, can you hear Kevin?
Yes, ma'am.
But can you hear Kevin, though?
I can hear him great.
He's talking right now?
Well,
Not
not
right
now,
now.
but now I'm talking.
Okay, it might be my audio. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all.
Can you guys hear me in the chat?
Right, Pac. Lucky you in the bed, too. Hey, D-Ham. Yeah, I can't hear Kevin at all. So, all right. I'm going to fix my thing. I'm going to mute, come back so I can hear Kevin
Lupac
because I can't hear him at all. So I might be talking over him.
Lupac said you gotta pretend you driving when you said like she wasn't doing like the nutcracker, like she was walking like like I was militant.
Y'all stupid.
Yeah, I imagine me and one of them Curtis and my Koofy whenever she did that. Yeah, but while Chatty's getting her stuff together, I was saying that you know how people be like they rather cry in a Bentley because it's like
Yeah.
at least you ain't got no financial issues, but they have no idea, bro, what it's like when you have money to buy things, but the people in your life who matter, who if they function properly, you can have a great relationship with your children, and there's nothing you can do to make these people do it because their motive isn't a relationship. It isn't a bond.
Yeah.
Okay, now I can hear you. Sorry,
Yeah.
I had
That's
to
true.
switch. Hey, Kev.
It was a female boxer who said something about uh people when you get money and how
Hey,
she was trying to explain how people want what you have, and what we have you can't buy, you know.
right.
And so people usually want the things that they see around us, but that's not what they really want. They want what we have, us, our life. So that's very difficult to deal with.
It is, and the misconceptions around it. You know
Hmm.
when like with the video we talked about with Jamie Foxx and Master P and 50 Cent sons, right?
Hmm.
Um, we say, how is it that a child can think they should have access to a father's or mother's wealth? just because of what they do for a living. And as crazy as that sounds, you can witness this, that there are people who are not even your children or physically kin to you at all that think that they're entitled to your wealth.
Correct.
I've,
And what
I've
I
seen
do.
it. It
And
was
what I do, with how I move, everything. Everyone feels
absolutely
entitled. What
right.
I buy, how I spend, how I live, who I talk to. Everyone feels that they feel like they're entitled to our life, which is crazy.
Right. So this is why someone like could say he could have bought us a whole car. The reason someone would say this, and this is a mutual friend, not even a friend. You're saying this because of a mutual friend. This shows you that people can believe that because you have so much that you should just give it to them, and it makes no sense. So you can see how a child could literally think that, how a person who has a child with you could think that, how a family member could think that, when none of this is true. And I wish there was some understanding to that, that you don't access another person's lifestyle unless you're committed to them or you're married to them. Other than that,
Hmm.
you don't do that. And you can always tell when this is happening when you're trying to cooperate and negotiate a bond. If you're saying, move closer to me, I'll get you a home, I'll make sure there's coaches for the children, tutors for the children, I'll be able to be an active parent in their life, that means I'm trying to provide to you a father. But you say,
Correct.
no, I would rather have money because I fear you'll take the house. So this is decisions made from scarcity and lack. You'll take the house, so I'll rather get the money and put a house in my name because I don't trust you. And it's like, you can never win like that. We already have a child together. It's best we negotiate this the best we can. And this is why I can say I respect Dwight on a whole new level, is because he has several baby mothers and he's dealt with many personalities and he's never leaked them out. He's never done this because one thing he's accountable to is, I made these choices and I'm stuck with them. And I gotta navigate the best I can to have the best relationship with my children. And I can't project this anger on anyone because I did choose these people in my life. You
Yeah,
know,
it ain't nobody's fault but mine. I have
right?
to I have to take accountability for my actions in the whole situation.
Absolutely.
And
And that's
I'm in awe because we've seen so many situations where if somebody is under this sort of attack, from a woman, you would expect, because that's normally what happens, for them to say a few things. And I went to look. I'm going to be honest with you, Dwight. I went to look and I couldn't find anything of you speaking ill of any of your children's mothers. I couldn't find it.
You won't you won't see me, and thank you. You won't see me talk ill about anyone. Doesn't matter if it's my kids, moms, anybody, because I understand that words hold power. And also there's people watching. You never know who's listening to what you're saying. It could be someone's parents, someone's kid, someone's auntie, uncle, someone's closest friend. So I'm not gonna sit out here and spew anything, any type of hate or derogatory language to someone, because I don't want that being said about me. So I respect people enough to know, and I fear God enough to know that I won't say a bad word publicly, you know, out in my home about anyone. Is just not right. It just doesn't sit well, even with my spirit.
it's a lot to take, and I definitely commend the peace. They say a peace that surpasses all understanding, and you definitely put that on display, bro. Because my rage and my wrath, I think it comes from what I call seeing through the eyes of God. I see it, I think, far deeper than most people. That I look at what you sacrificed to get where you are, the fact that you are a legend, the fact that that's your child. And when I watch someone move sexually in a chair to pretend that you're in the bed with a man, knowing that their child can witness that, it's just a blow to me. It hurts because it's like you would do that and project this image into your own child's mind. And as a father of that child, I would be livid. And for you to be able to harness that, bro, and keep going and say, I ain't even going to respond. I'm just going to keep and pour it into your workouts. Whatever you do, you need to write a
Mhm.
book, bro, because I couldn't handle it that way. Because I can see the depth of what's happening here. The world is being entertained, but they're not understanding that this is she's talking about her child's father right now. And that's what they're not seeing. There's no respect at all.
No
You
respect.
know, and there's no words to define it. And people might like to say the B word and stuff like that. There are no words to really describe what's truly happening and what the world is making okay. You understand what I'm saying? I was just saying, I don't know if you saw this. They would never allow Peyton Manning's ex up on a platform to talk about him sexually. Never. They would never do this. You
Nope.
see, you haven't gotten pulled over drunk driving, and I said this before. Any of these things you've done in your whole career, people don't really understand character. Dude, you have access to wealth that most people wouldn't understand, and you're not overdosing on drugs. You're not out here doing these crazy things, and you have access to doing this. Most people, they would exploit their habits if they had access to wealth. Nothing would stop them, and their character would truly be exposed. You could have exposed what would be bad character many times. You could do it. You have the access to do it, and you still got a level head. You still sitting here smart. You're intelligent, still one of the wealthiest out there. You've managed your wealth, even though people have been all in your pockets and stole millions of dollars from you. People once stole millions of dollars from you when you bought a WNBA team, and you still stand up here where you are wealthy. Dude, you're someone people should be looking up to, idolizing, and people up here questioning your sexuality. To me, it's like we have the mental constitution of monkeys, bro, of literal apes that we're witnessing greatness, and we talking about who you like to sleep with. How do you like to have sex? Is he freaky? It's like this is not entertainment at all. It's inappropriate.
It's very inappropriate. It's very inappropriate. It's like that's the world we live in, though, where we have desensitized morals. There's no moral code no more. We're not even sensitive to the spirit. And we've allowed our eyes to see so much that now it's just a mess. Everyone's confused. It's
Right.
perversion at an all-time high.
Have you
Right.
had to have the media conversation with your kids? And if you don't want to share, you don't. But I wonder, do they see this, and you have to explain to them this wicked world? Have you had to have that uncomfortable conversation with
Oh,
your?
yeah, I have, and it's not uncomfortable. I'm one parent that's super open, and I'm always talking to my children, no matter what it is, because I believe in communication. I don't believe in leaving anything open ended. I want them to know who their father is. Not from what is being said or plastered or put on any social media type things. So I know they're going to see certain things as they're getting older. Snapchat is big, and the way the algorithm is, anything could pop up. So I can't combat that part. Uh, but the only thing is, I just allow them to see my actions. My actions to show, combat everything that's ever been said. And I just got their ears, their ears and their eyes as much as possible. And that's the best I can do. These kids they know their dad. They love their dad. They spend time with me, so they know the stuff that goes on is false. I have two kids that live with me, so they know who their father is. They see him every day, um, and I just protect them. I tell them how once they get out this gate at this house, that it's a real world out there. And it's my job, as a father, is to train them to be able to go out there and protect themselves in the world, not raise them and just be here and there and take them places and do all that. I don't believe in that. That's fake. But actually train them in all areas of their life as I can. So when they hit the real world, they wasn't as green as I was and make those same little mistakes that I did that cost me millions and, you know, putting my seed in the wrong places and stuff like that. Um, those are the things that I could teach them because of my experience.
Absolutely. And
So my question to the both of you, with what you've endured as of late, how do you develop friendships or relationships, or are you even trusting of people? Has this completely shut you off to new connections
I just
because of?
look at it. I just look at it different. I'm sorry if I cut you off.
No, you're fine.
I just look at it in a way where you can't trust nobody, not even yourself. You gotta trust the spirit that's flowing through people, um, and that comes from testing. That comes from talking and asking questions, and that takes time. So it's very difficult to do when you're playing in the NBA because time is of the essence, and there's no time. Your time is devoted to basketball, so it's very difficult.
I respect that. I look at it like when you kind of just living life, enjoying life, kind of looking at the eyes through an innocent child. You can build friendships based on commonalities, things you have interests in. You laugh alike. You wear the same type of clothing. But the older you get, you start to realize life really based on character. And people that you meet in life that you become peers and friends with, they don't have to be at the same financial level with you or necessarily mental level, but they should have some value that they bring into the table. And it's just like you're going to get into a relationship with anybody. They should have some type of value, because what I'm learning is when they don't have it, this is when they become untrustworthy and they do all these type of things because they don't have anything to lose. They're around you as a parasite. They don't have anything to offer. They literally are a parasite, you know. And I know I got a little bit of a broken bird complex. I'll keep people around because I feel like they need me and I'm helping them. And I think I'm moving past that. Don't move. If I'm mentoring somebody, that's where it stays. But friendships are going to be based on, do you have something of value? And we'll form allies, and still, like Dwight said, no trust is there. It's always going to be, my eyes are always constantly open, and decisions will always be made based on what you do. You see what I'm saying? Because you can't be blind out here. Because as we've learned, it can come from anybody, gender. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you think that you're friends for a few years. Doesn't matter if it's your child's mother. It doesn't matter. Anybody can do that because they have a motive.
So, to Dwight, and I hope you're not offensive. I only know how to be candid. Please don't be mad at me. But have you ever thought that people might do this because they know that you are peaceful and they know that you're not necessarily going to strike back? Did that?
Yeah, I've always known that.
Okay.
I don't confront unless it's a need to actually go and see what really is the issue is. If I see that it's just someone crying out for attention, I'm not about to go and deal with it the same way they dealing with it. You know, I'm gonna do it in a very respectful way. If it's something we need to talk about, then we sit down and talk about it. You know, that's how we were taught to handle it, and that's how men should handle it. You got to be able to articulate your anger, not just fight it out or throw
Mm-hmm.
rocks until somebody come outside. Um, you got to be able to articulate what you really feel. That's what men do. We don't, you know, do stupid stuff and fight and argue and talk about each other. Like I feel like that's childish behavior.
You're absolutely right, bro. Even the most savage of animals know this. If we were lions, man, and I'm sizing you up, you sizing me up, if you know I'm going to give you a good fight, it means it's not worth it. You still have to hunt. And if I injure your leg, that could be your life, because, you know, you barely even get the food anyway. You ain't going to catch that gazelle on a hurt leg. So why would you fight me if you know I'm a challenge? You're going to say, you go your way, I go mine. Men
Right.
actually supposed to think about stuff like that. What all you stand to lose? So someone with nothing to lose will crash out. They'll say anything regardless of how much it deteriorates their own character in an effort to
Hmm.
deteriorate yours, because they got nothing to lose. They'll say sue me
Hmm.
because I got nothing anyway, and they're still not thinking about their actual character because they don't have one. You see what I'm saying? It's like, it's sad. So people like that, they're dangerous.
Very. Like we said last time on the live, they don't have a soul.
Absolutely. I agree. I think they're probably still finding themselves, because if they had found themselves, they wouldn't
They
be
wouldn't
so
do that.
obsessed with what you're doing and trying to break down what you're doing.
Mhm. A healed person wouldn't go and try to hurt somebody else.
Absolutely. you got to think small is the mind who's sitting in front of somebody who can provide them information that could catapult their life, but they're questioning something that has nothing to do with them at all. Small is the mind of that person. And that's why I say some people actually are peasants. Everybody ain't a king. Some people are peasants. I think we all have the ability to vibrate to the level of a king, but most people are peasants, man. They don't have an idea of creating anything for themselves. They're just kind of here in the way, gossiping about everybody else. That's kind of what it is. And you kind of got to ignore that. I feel like, you know how they say a fish in water?
Mm-hmm.
The fish is surrounded by water, so it don't even know it's swimming, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that kind of presupposes that every animal in the ocean has the same reality. But starfish can't swim, right? And so because of that, they eat what fall down to them. Some people in this world are starfish, bruh. Some people are fish. So when a fish swimming by, imagine the starfish on the ground talking about its stripes or what it looked like. You about to eat my shit when it fall down. Why am I even looking down at you? Like, you see what I'm saying? The animals on the ground complain about the birds in the sky. If the bird look down, I'm gonna run into something. But you're stagnant. You ain't going nowhere. So you got all the time in the world to talk about me. But if I look down and see what you're saying, I might fly into a tree. I better ignore you.
Right. Stay locked in.
Right.
It's all distractions.
What I'm saying is it's some people's job to try and distract you. It's some people's job to that's their position in life. That's their calling. So when they're actually in their will, they're fulfilling their destiny. When us stopping to deal with them is being out of the will of God. They're fulfilling their purpose. Because listen, what does the Bible tell you? Where you go to do good, evil will be present. So they're doing what they're supposed to do. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. Evil will be present. There will be people to try and distract you from your destiny.
I hear y'all. That's great and everything. But I'm sitting back and listening to how it's replaying with just with Dwight, with things that I've heard about you, Kevin, with what I've heard about you, just how with being friends with him has caused all this. How are you just supposed to remain strong throughout all of that? Like we've witnessed some slanderous things. Kevin, you're being gracious, but you were dragged. Let's be honest here. Basically, just off your affiliation alone with him. And I'm in awe that you both can kind of rise above it and see it, but I don't see how.
Well, you're looking at the yin and yang here. Two people who handled it very differently. So, and I feel like in many ways, we're both right. Litigation, staying quiet, staying focused, and getting it done. That is proven to work for Dwight. Fighting for myself has proven to work for me. And here we both stand together. It's crazy how he fought his battle his way, I fought my way, and here we come together. It's beautiful. But how do we stand strong? I think it's because we don't have a freaking choice. We both stand here with broken hearts from people that's connected to us, that lied on us. We both feel all the emotions that would be associated, regardless of how we handled it. I'm sure he's done his own crying on his own time. I've definitely done mine. But we have a responsibility to these children, to our wives. And so we don't have a choice. Men don't have a freaking choice but to be strong. Even when we're at our weakest, when we're at our most fragile, we don't have a choice but to stand strong in front of y'all. I swear to God, it's so crazy. But even sometimes now I feel weak and trying to tap back into my old self and get all of this out of me. And it's hard. But hey, nothing you can say about it. You just got to get it done, because if you fail, you got all these people who depending on you. And I wish people understood it's not by might nor power. It's responsibility. The burdens that we taking on is for our legacy and for other Black people to try and destroy other Black people who have done something for their legacy is the saddest thing in the world. And that's what breaks my heart more than anything. It's not even just being the person that it happened to and being experiencing it. I think I experienced it because I'm supposed to write about it and teach about it. But the lesson I learned from it is just devastating. I've heard about crab mentality, but I know that shit through and through. I've tasted the soup. I know every ingredient. I know what's in that shit. I know what they mean when they say they pull that crab down. They will. I get it now. I didn't understand it at first, but boy, life will teach you tough lessons. Boy.
It
Life
has. Yeah.
life is the best teacher.
It
And
is, boy.
sickness is the best teacher.
It don't even got to give you a test after, bro. It knows you know. It
Yeah.
don't, bro. Right. Shoot, boy. You remember when on with Bruce Leroy, what's it called? Last Dragon?
Last Dragon.
Right. When he told him, he said, there is no more masters for you. You surpassed all of my teaching. That there ain't nobody else. And he wasn't ready for that. He needed somebody to be over him. And so he searched for some dumb guy. He went looking for this master teacher who was nowhere to be found. And it was only at the end when he got the life beat out of him that he said, "Who's the master?" And Bruce Leroy said, I am. And that's when he got the glow. That's the only time you get it, is when you realize you are the master that's controlling your universe. If you don't get that, it's until you get that, it's gonna be trouble. I'm proud. You're gonna be looking for him. It's
That's what
crazy.
happened. And that's what happened to Neo too. At the end, he realized who he was.
Right. You don't see him because he's behind your eyes. That's the fact about it. He's behind your eyes. He's nowhere to be seen because he is you. And I think that people are afraid that who they are ain't enough. But if they trust God, they got to know that ain't trust. Because if you trust God, the body he gave you is sufficient. And to
Mhm.
doubt it is not trusting God. It's not.
Yeah.
You got to believe in every gift in your vessel in order to access them.
Dwight, do you still see God throughout the slander? Do you still see God in this when you watch her interviews? Do you see God in this?
Hold on. I'm trying to figure. You said, do I see God in her interviews? Like, do I see God
I
speaking to?
My question is, even throughout the slander and the negativity, you see God working through this.
Oh no, he showed me. He showed me what was going to happen before it happened.
Come again, sir.
He showed me what was going to happen before it happened.
What you mean?
Like you saw this before.
So I knew everything was going to happen before it happened.
Okay.
Um, Ashley told my wife before any of this stuff happens, it's going to happen. Watch. I just want you to know and be ready. So we knew what was going to come, and we just had to be prepared for it.
Hmm.
You're saying the whole smear
Everything
campaign.
transpired.
Yeah, like the whole smear campaign and everything that took place.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
saw this way before it started.
Yes.
I can actually agree with that, because I remember one time I hit you up and said, "Do you think that she would actually come out bad mouthing me?" And you said, "Yeah." I said, "You said yeah," because I thought you would have said, "I don't know. I don't know why she would," but you absolutely said resoundingly, "Yeah. Why wouldn't she? She would say anything to destroy me. Why wouldn't she?" And I said, "Dang, that's crazy." So yeah, I can't doubt that he knew that this is within this person's character. So I can say that he probably did see a lot of this coming and was prepared for it mentally. But I think the question is, like, do you see God in all of it? And I think
Yeah, because he's
that
the one who showed me what was going to happen and what was going to come out of the whole situation and how I had to come out the situation.
mhm.
So, I did. He's not the one that caused it. The God would never tempt us. Or- So he is not someone to tempt. He's not. That's not what he does. The devil is the one that tempts us with our own lust and our desires. And because I don't have any of these desires, I'm getting punished for turning away from these desires or these things that could take me uh, to a lower vibration. When you do that in life, these things come at you. Any and everything, it's lust of the eyes, lust of the flesh, and pride of life. If you are a believer, these are the things that's going to come and tempt you. So, now understanding my faith walk, this is what I had to experience. I actually did this thing is crazy. This 3 days in the darkness in this cave by myself. 3 days, no light, no cell phone, no music, no nothing. You can't see nothing for 3 days. And I actually could see my future, my past, everybody in my life, everything. So it kind of gave me a new perspective. I could see what was going to happen and how I needed to handle it. So I had a chance to sit with all my emotions, sit with everything that was going to happen and cry it out. And now I got to bear my cross, whatever it is.
I could not imagine, bro. No light for 3 days.
What?
No life.
What are you? Were you
3
sitting in
days.
like were you sitting in a real comfortable place because you ain't moving around? Like how you using the bathroom? Come on now.
It's a bathroom in there, but it's no shower, but it's a tub. It's a little bed, a little mat where you could lay down. Then it's a little sitting space, and it's a little, yeah, that's it.
That is somewhat, boy. That is crazy. That's like,
You
whew.
gotta go. You
Do,
gotta
do
walk
people do
around
people
and
try and leave out ahead of time? Do they let you?
you by yourself. No, you're supposed to try to stay 3 days.
I mean, but what if I'm in there for a day and I'm like, I can't take this no more. Let me out, right? They let you out.
They try to help encourage you to stay in there because you need to get over it, whatever it is that's holding you back. You have to learn how to really sit with all your emotions.
So no, they ain't letting me out.
No,
Basically,
not really. You got to stay in there. You
I
got to
said,
get.
is there a safe word to where they're no longer doing that and they open the damn door,
And
Dwight?
they
That's what
probably would do that if you really start panicking.
well, I'm
But
just gonna start panicking. I'm not
a
gonna start
lot
questioning
of
and
people
shit.
do panic a little bit when they go.
I'm going from 0 to 100. I'm gonna be quiet and shit, and all of a sudden I'm gonna be like, all right, let me hit this motherfucker.
And they might not hear you.
I
You know, man, you after you fighting all that stuff, you got to get it
They
out
gonna hear
there.
me. They gonna hear me. What you mean?
They not gonna hear you. I promise
If they
you.
let me know they're not gonna hear me, I'm not going in there. What
would act a fool. I couldn't take it.
right.
I
You'll
could,
be good. You just gotta sit with your that really help you get peace. You gotta really sit and understand all your emotions, how to deal with them.
No,
You
I
sit
definitely can
with
see
each
how it
one.
works, though. I can see how it works. It's kind of forcing. It's kind of like an immediate, like forcing you into it. Whereas I can
Mhm.
see how there's coaches who do that. It's in different ways. Like they'll change all of your attire. You'll only wear white, right? Let's say we all did this, right? We went to this culture. We wanted to be white clean from like Western society. They clothed us
Mhm.
in all white until we earned our way into wearing colors again. And the whole goal is so we lose what you would call personality. We learn to just wear straight linens, nothing special to it at all. You find your creativity in your arts and your crafts, and not your design. Not your design. You have to earn being
Mhm.
creative in your body, and then you get bit by bit as you go on. You start with a
I like it.
you start with a little mattress, earn your way up until another little piece of furniture, and all these things teach you don't need all of these material things to get you out of Western society. And it's a whole cultural like cleaning that takes months of it's rich. It's a whole ritual. What you did was a 3 day shock type deal, and I can imagine how enlightening that would be. Like blinded, but
Mhm.
now you see the world.
Yeah.
But you really truly see it inside of yourself because in you have all the answers. And if we silence ourselves, we'll understand the answers is there. It truly is.
Yeah. Yeah. Be still and shoot that cave. I ain't had no choice. Ain't no phones. Ain't no music. No people around. Nobody. It's just me, and I gotta figure it out.
I would have found out I could create light. I would have found out I can make music. I'd have been that more
I mean, you go through a lot. I mean, for a time, I was laughing, crying, just thinking.
using that going crazy. Now it's just like
Now, when it got close to the end of the third day, I was like, all right, when they gonna come and gonna let us out now?
yeah.
I done been in here long enough.
Uh-huh.
But no, it was a great experience, and in there, I got a chance to see a lot. Even by being in the dark, I was able to see. And I still have these images in my head. So it's like things that have to come and must come. So it's like you got to be prepared for it, for these moments. And then really, you won't be ready for these moments. A lot of moments you got to be prepared spiritually by, guarding yourself up, because it's going to be tough, and it's a time, and you got to understand it's a time for everything. So it's going to be a time of laughing and a time for mourning. So all that's going to come, all the
You're definitely
seasons.
right.
Do you see a
I think
peaceful outcome with this situation? With
I
a
see a peaceful outcome
do you,
with which part?
with this particular party, without saying names?
Oh,
Are you still?
I,
Are you
I,
even?
I I literally pray for it every day. I pray for my son. That's my only desire, is that his mind is right, and that his spirit is being protected. That's a lot to deal with, even, because he's innocent, really. He don't know. So, regardless of the two adults, I just pray for his soul, and I pray for her as well, because from a lot of the looks of things, it's just like, it may seem like she might be crashing out, or if she need to, I don't know. But I just, my son is in that environment, and I just pray for his spirit out of anything.
Spoken like a true father, bro.
Would you be okay if he pursued a career as an athlete, or would you try to say, like, I don't know about this based on what you've learned, or just try to guide him? Like, would you be open if he decided to, you know, be an athlete and in this lifestyle?
He can do whatever he want. I ain't gonna stop him from doing anything, as long as it's in the will of God. I'm not gonna allow him to do anything foolish. Um, but he'll figure it out. He's gonna have to bump his head a couple times when he get older, and he gonna come to a realization of some things. You can't force things. You can't force time and situations to happen when we want it to. So yeah, just I'm in his. Like a last conversation, I told him I'm 10 toes down with him for whatever, even if I'm not there physically. Just know your dad always here. And he know.
So, Chatty, I want to say this to you. Can you see how sitting around Dwight just having conversations about life, and I ask him these type of questions all the time. Can you see how I'm often saying, "You better than me"?
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is why I say the guy is he's something special, because you asking him these questions on the spot, and what it shows is, regardless of what your child's mother or child's father puts you through, to badmouth them, to destroy your child's mother is never a good idea. It's your child's mother or father, and he has an opportunity to do so. She's given him several opportunities, and he's still saying, "Man, I pray for her well-being." You know why? That benefits his son directly. So when you're truly saying, "Hey, I'm a father," you want what's best for everybody surrounding your child, no matter what they want for you, and that's what makes it hurt so bad. Because no matter what they do to you, you would never wish bad for them, because it would be bad for your child. And then to
Correct.
say, I want Braylon's mind to be protected. I couldn't imagine, and I could imagine it because I understand it, being in a place feeling like your dad and you don't have a good relationship or whatever. And I know that must be very burdensome for him if any of this has seeped into him. And so I just think that was just, it just shows a lot that he's like, I pray for my son every day, his peace, his mind. And then I pray for Royce as well. He could have got up here and said, yo, but F her, but nah, that's not right. That's not righteous. Harmony is, you have to want what's best for her. And if you, anything outside of it is out of the will of God. And so sometimes we wonder, why are we cursed? Why are things not happening for me? Because you're wanting bad for someone else. And hey, that's just kind of how it works. Your energy gets cut off whenever you begin to want bad for someone else. That's why it's best to not pay attention to people, because they will get your energy on them, and you will want revenge and all these types of things that's not godly, But all that's flesh, all that's the devil. So when you hear all these concepts of Jesus being tempted with food and stuff like that. We're being tempted with anger. And if somebody walked up to you and offered you anger in and of itself, you'd say no, because we'd rather have joy. But if someone badmouths you, insults you, your children, someone special to you, now you'll trade that joy in for anger. And that anger now feels good. But guess what? You just went to hell and you're glad to be there. You see, and in hell is there's vengeance, there's anger, there's animosity, there's now you insulting them back, and it all feels right. But in heaven, you always know that's not right. And you can tell that Dwight is in a state of high vibration. Even with chaos around you, you still can remain pure because you didn't let hell sleep in. See, I have. I've let it seep in. It's been 5 years. You know what I'm saying? And some of the things they said to me, especially around my child's birth, it kind of took a toll. And I got to get back to that place where he is, because I used to be there. Nothing used to bother me like that. I used to be there.
And this is
Now,
why.
I won't say that it doesn't bother me.
Okay.
No,
Now,
I know it does. I'm talking about the way you still
oh
handle
yeah,
it. Yeah.
it bothers me, but how I handle it is how I've been taught, and I feel like all of us should handle issues. We go to our secret place and we cry out. We cry to whatever and whoever we believe in. If it's God, we go to God. If it's the universe, we go to the universe. If it's our partner, we go to our partner.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we let it out, not in front of the world, because if we're the strong lions and the world is seeing us in these vulnerable positions, they take that the wrong way. You know, they don't want to see our vulnerability. So we have to keep that in our secret place. We
Even though
do
it's
have
righteous, they don't
those
want to see
moments.
it.
And this
Yeah,
is
we
why I
do.
think conversation is so important in communication, because, just how I've been woman enough to stand on my platform and say certain things. So, I have to be woman enough to stand and say it to you directly. I've said, where's Dwight? I don't think he's being a good friend to Kevin Wesley. I've said with listening to, the media where it says, you know what, I don't think he's a monster, but I definitely think he might be a jerk. I've said that. And I stand on that, being a woman, and this is what I said. But I have to be honest, when you have a conversation with you and you're vocal and get to hear things, I can understand your silence now. But without that, it was kind of like, well, where is he? When you
Mhm.
don't hear someone's side, it leaves people to draw conclusions. And I was one of those people where I'm saying, well, wait a minute. He doesn't seem like such a great person. Where is he? But listening to where you are spiritually, it makes sense.
And then too, when I always talk about how people are so complex and multifaceted, even with my own brother, he advised me not to approach this thing head on. Just do my thing, ignore it, don't make it bigger. And so I have to understand his philosophical difference. When I look at Dwight, I say, my own father didn't give me opportunities that Dwight did. Um, when I was down on my luck at my worst, he gave me an opportunity to build myself back up. That's a friend. That's somebody who says, hey, I got your back. You see what I'm saying? So when even in light of the whole world against me, and even when you hear me angry at Dwight, I still know he's my friend. It's just I'm angry because you're telling me how to fight. And I think he knew that too. But you're very right, but we're multi-complex. You see what I'm saying? Because I could very much not seem like a friend for going at this head on. But I'm telling him, you got to understand what I'm dealing with. And that's probably the most turbulent our friendship has gotten, just in those philosophical differences. But I've never thought or questioned a friendship. It's just how we go about things. You see what I'm saying? And I wish everybody understood that and they compartmentalize, because if we didn't do that, we would sever ties with people far too quickly, not realizing that people are complex and they just think differently. Everybody don't fight the same.
They don't, and it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. And when you can assume, you can make it out of you, but it makes sense now. I get it. It makes sense to me. So I'm hoping that it also makes sense to others as well that might have had the same sentiment. But it makes total sense now. It makes sense.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why I defend him so hard, because I know his heart and I know what he's done. I mean, just for me alone, but not to mention, you talking about, if a man can buy his own self and his wives a house, that's amazing already. If a man can buy his mother a house, that's an even greater man to do that. But if he can buy his sister's houses, every woman that's ever dealt with him and gave him a child houses, if he can do in his gift and his talent, do all this for so many people, and we stand as a community and denigrate this person and shame this person, yeah, that's sad. That is, and I know this person. So it's like, if nobody gonna go hard for him, shit, I am, because I'm indebted to him. I've watched this guy not only set an example to show me how to go about it, because I mean, honestly, getting around him showed me a bigger view. I never thought I could be or get what I could get today. It was through seeing this dude say, "You gotta get it." He won't give you shit. He don't give you shit. He show you shit. Look at what I do every day. I get up, I'm working out. He up before you up. This man, you own his property. He could be sleep longer than anybody. He the first one up, running laps, working his ass off. You're not gonna outwork him. And this is what we gotta learn. He always used his own gifts. And yeah, we don't all have access to the genetics that he has, but we have access to our own gifts. And I learned how to tap in through watching this guy. I learned how to monetize my gifts through watching this guy, that I had something special through watching this guy. So it's like, I hate that the world bashes this guy, because I know he's one of the great ones. He truly is. I've met a lot of celebrities. I've coached a lot of them. Dwight is something special, y'all. He truly is. Everybody that meets him is breathtaking. It could be an Uber ride. It can be it don't matter what it is. They're always like, wow. They're always blown away. And somebody might make a video saying, look at Kevin gassing him. Dwight knows I'm not lying. You guys might see a basketball player. I see a person. And it's amazing. It truly is. It truly is. And I got a lot of amazing people around me, but Dwight truly is something special, y'all. If you ever met him, you never forget it. I promise you.
Do you think this strengthened your friendship?
I appreciate it. Hey, Kev, say it again. Oh, I'm sorry, I cut you off, Ox, and I appreciate that, dog.
Yes, sir.
You my nigga, dog.
All day, bro.
Hey, Diablo right here. Listen, Diablo right here.
Do you think this
Tell Diablo that's my dog, nigga.
Not the bro love. So with your friendship, was this tested with what people were trying to paint of, you two? Was that ever awkward for you two, or you were just like, this is nuts, and you guys just laughed at it together?
I would say this for me, for Dwight, I don't think it was ever awkward for him. He's always had like the same mental capacity or the same fortitude he got right now. He's always presented that. It's always been, to me, unreal how he could do it. From the moment old boy left with the rumor, I felt like he should be mad at me for inviting him. And he was just like, no, you ain't put no battery in his back. You can't make that man do that. And I was like, dude, I'd have been mad as hell at me, because I was very apologetic. Like, I'm the one that invited him. You on the Lakers. Like, this could ruin your name, get you off the team. Like, and he was like, I ain't mad at you, man. Like, he had several opportunities to show anger and any of that. My own insecurities got the better of me. I'm the one that was just like, bothered by the things that people were saying. But he never showed that once. So I can't never say our friendship was tested, but I can definitely say the stuff that they were saying definitely had an impact on me. They were telling him I was a fugitive. He ignored all of that. He knows who I was. And I'm sitting here showing him all the videos and trying to clear my name with him. He said,
wait a minute. A fugitive.
Yeah, they made videos saying that Dwight was harboring a fugitive, as if the law was looking after me for being a scammer or something.
Oh, Lord.
Right. And they were trying to do everything to discourage Dwight from being around me. You see what I'm saying? But he never faltered, because he knew who I was, but he's been in his life for far longer than me, so he has thick skin, whereas I'm fragile. I'm fragile as shit. I am. I can't take it. I've never been used to that. And then it happened all of a sudden. And it was just like, how do you handle that, Dwight?
Not fragile.
I used to blame it on his money. Your ass rich. You ain't got to worry about shit. That ain't got shit to do with it. Because I live in a mansion now and be damn thinking about they dumb ass all day. So
Yeah, nothing to do with it. People
It
like
got
you rich music, nothing at all.
at all, bro. Yeah, man. But Dwight, what about you? I want to answer the question for you.
Mm-hmm. So,
You ever
can you
feel like
say it
our friendship
again?
was tested?
That our friendship was tested? Not that it was test. Well, the conversation that we had yesterday about when I was telling you that I had an experience with Jesus, and I wanted to go back and start following Christ,
Yes, sir. I remember.
and then stop. I had I said to you, I felt that God was trying to let me know to tell you, hey, some things are going on in the world and we need Him, and you know that's when our friendship was tested. When I actually told him, hey, man, because of my faith and what I believe in, I love you, but this is what I got to go this way because of my beliefs. But you still, my friend. I ain't got no bad words for you. Um, all that stuff. We done had that, but it's never stopped me and him from actually being friends and communicating. He going through it. I'm always trying to let him know how to handle or how I would handle a certain situation from my point of view and how he would handle so I can have an understanding.
True. And those type of
I
conversations, just
need a
all
little.
respect because a man's faith is everything. So, and I even told you, I was like, man, you got to do what you got to do. I respect that.
Yeah.
Now, I gotta shed a little bit of light on my queens. It's only right since I'm the only female up here. If you don't mind, Mr. Dwight Howard, sir,
Yes,
what
ma'am.
made you say and shock the world with marriage and say, this is her? This
Oh,
is
it was so
right.
crazy, and this is how I know that God is real. And I've had a lot of experiences in my life, and where God just showing me like I've been here the whole time. And we met actually in November. We met on November the 4th, going into November the 5th, and couple dates, probably about a week and a half before that, I was at home and
Hang,
in
hang on, hang on, Dwight. Is that around 8 o'clock in the evening? November,
uh
November the 4th, going on the 5th. I never heard this before.
shut up, you stupid.
You doing some new shit.
You stupid.
What time was this? Was this midday? I'm trying to get the.
Shut up. I think it was the first, second, third, maybe fourth, fifth, sixth day, seventh,
Oh,
eighth
okay,
day,
that makes
ninth,
sense.
tenth.
I
Oh, it was
cut together
all the
now.
days. Just think it was all the days, but it was the first day.
It was
With the
11:58.
fireflies and butterflies
It
outside.
was 11:58. It was going on November
Yes, it
5th.
was crazy. Everybody told me to leave on the second day. But let me stop anyway. I'm tripping.
Was the
Ooh,
3rd of
Lord.
November.
Oh man. Ooh, okay.
It's a blur.
It's a blur. It happened so fast. But no, seriously, I was at home and I was crying. I was just asking God, just saying, God, I'm so tired of being hurt. I'm tired of people hurting me. I just can't take this no more. Like I'm sick. I'm just gonna go cold. Everybody's come in my life and just disrespected me, done something to hurt me, take from me, abuse my kind heartedness. And I
Oh,
just couldn't do it. And so I just cried. I said, you know what? Um, let me cleanse myself. I went and took a bath, prayed. I said, God, please send me somebody that is my mirror, somebody that compliments me, somebody that is my queen. I am ready. I'm sick of the games. Please send me my person. Um, a couple of days later, I got a message from someone on my Instagram, and it was her. And she simply was just saying, you're doing such an amazing job on Dancing with the Stars. And when I saw the message, I was like, dang, who is this woman? I've never seen her before in my life. And why would she send me this nice message? Most people send me a message trying to get something from me, but she's just actually giving me some positive, praises. So I, sent her a message back, and we text for a couple of days, and I asked her a question that I asked a lot of people: what would you rather have, love or respect? And if someone says to me that they would rather have love, that lets me know that I shouldn't talk to them no more. Because in my opinion, love is a feeling, and it could fade away. What happens when that love is not there? What is going to keep you with somebody? I don't want to die alone. So I'm thinking about all these things. And so when I asked her, she said respect. And then she said, if you respect someone, you honor someone. When you're away from them, no matter what, that shows how much you love them. And I'm like, who is this woman? So November the 4th, next day, November the 5th, I have court to get my daughter, which is crazy. She comes over, and I'm just looking at her. And in my whole spirit, everything in me was saying, she is the one. This is her. This is it, everything. And I'm like, she is. This is what I've been praying for. And so everything after that just seemed to fall in line. I got to court the next day. The judge awarded me my daughter. And right after that, a little coincidence, my dad and my daughter go eat at Popeyes. She just so happens to be there. Now, mind you, they haven't met at this time. I'm thinking all day, how can I let my dad and her meet? Because I want her to meet, I want my dad to meet this woman that I just so happened to meet. And I'm in awe of her. So it just so happened that they end up at Popeyes together. And later on that night, I invite her over. My dad is at the house, and they run into each other. He's like, hey, I remember you. And she's like, I remember you too. And I'm like, y'all saw each other? And I'm like, how is this? So he calls my daughter down. My daughter comes. She's cheesing as soon as she sees her. I'm like, my daughter got the biggest smile in the world. What is going on? And who is this woman? So my dad pulled me outside, and he like, let me talk to you about that woman. He ain't never really did this before. So I'm like, she must be different. And my dad said, you know what, Dwight, I like her spirit, man. She got a real good spirit. And she got a big butt. I said, what? Nigga, you crack. Why would you say that? I ain't never heard my dad talk like that. So I knew she was special. And so and so everything after that was just like perfect. I
That's
pray
a
it was
real daddy
crazy.
right there,
That
boy.
that's my dad has never mentioned anything about any woman that I've ever dated, talked to, anything. And he said she got a good spirit. And so the next that night when I saw her, I told her, I was like, you it. You my person. And since then we've been and we can't get away from each other. We cannot get away from each other. We've been with each other every day since we went and got married already. And it's actually been the best decision I ever made, really. And so that's when I knew he was real.
Is she a sister? Yes. No Karens.
No Karens.
I'm
Thank God.
get into it.
Yes, I'm so thankful for it. I know it's a gift from God. So, I don't play with her, about her. And, my job is to lead and guide her in the right
Now, how
direction.
does she handle this? Because I know it's y'all are different, but the woman behind it's very hard for us. How's she doing with all of this?
Like I was saying earlier, I told her that a lot of this stuff was going to happen. A lot of these things that we're going to have to deal with. It's going to be a test of our faith and a test of how, we really want this. People want to come at us because they see two happy and healed people coming together. And one, on the spiritual end, the devil don't like that. And two, hurt people ain't gonna like that neither. So we got to be ready to take on all those different things. Um, it's very hard for her to sometimes have to hear it when she know this is not the person that she married. And also, the woman that she is, she would have never, ever married someone if I was that person that's been portrayed. And on any level, she would have never done that. She got too much respect for herself to even do that. So, it does, it has bothered her. It's been conversations where I've had to, really like say, "Hey, baby, I know this is tough, but, I'm here with you." And, we just pray, keep it moving, and we don't even deal with it. We just keep doing what we doing. We got a mission, we have a purpose, and now that we're together, we understand what our purpose is, and we on mission. We not letting nothing stop what we got going and stop the fact that we was blessed with each other. We both asked for this. And so we both prayed for it, and our prayers was answered. So we not finna just let any and nothing get in the way.
Are y'all gonna do like a little small ceremony or anything for y'all for y'all's marriage?
We had one in Vegas.
Oh, okay, dope.
I couldn't wait. We couldn't wait. We had to go ahead and get out there.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, but we gonna have another little ceremony for our family and everybody um, later on in the year. But we really just wanted to. Our lives are always blasted and put online and in the media that we just wanted to get away and do something private for ourselves and enjoy, the bit of privacy that we do have.
No, but
And
that's good. That's actually a green flag, man. Because if it was for clout and stuff like that, she could have easily said, "I ain't marrying you without no wedding. You ain't about to, you know."
yeah,
That's why I say a woman
she,
truly
she
sees your
just,
value.
it
She
was
ain't
just
thinking
me.
about that.
She's been in Atlanta for 17 years, and I'm from Atlanta, and we have never crossed paths in any capacity, which is crazy. And I think it was meant by God that way, and it was designed for us not to, because neither one of us would have been in the right place until now. Neither one of us was in this place of surrendering, like fully surrendering. And once we did that, that's when we got each other. So it's like, that's the best thing about this whole thing, and why you see we so happy and it happened so fast is because of what we prayed for, and it actually manifested just like that, because we was able to be humble and come to a place of real reverence and humility to God and crying out like with no fake, like trying to, like, no motives. So God was able to see that we really was tired of being used and abused, and we needed an angel, and that's what happened.
And it shows because in every picture, I promise you, every picture you with her, I see 50, 11 teeth.
All my teeth be out. I'll be thinking they about to fall out.
Even the molars. I said, "Oh, he happy."
Happy, happy. You absolutely right.
I love that for y'all, though. I do. Nothing like black love. I love it.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Team No Karens.
And do I think it's so dope, man. Last couple of days you've been, taking the time to show support and love, man. I just think that's really dope. It shows character, man. It's just dope, man. Thank you for doing that too. These people have really been sticking their neck out for you, they brand up for you, and for you to take the time to just come up and say what's up, get in the chat. I mean, getting the chat is one thing, but to get up here and spend as much time as you have, bro, that is dope, bro. I appreciate that because I've
I
I've given a lot of
appreciate
time to
y'all.
them as
You,
well, so it means a lot to me for you to do that for them as well.
I appreciate y'all. Y'all are you the real ones. I ain't into going all on these big old blog sites and media companies and making headline stories. Like, those not the real people that need to hear these messages, and that we need to be in contact with, because they want to twist and turn every story for their own good. I don't have no skin in this game.
Hmm.
I'm not trying to push no type of agenda for myself. So this is just it's crazy we got to deal with it. We've been saying this for a couple of days, but still, it's actually good because people get to see how we handle tests, and our kids get to see it, and it's actually a positive that comes out of all of this, even though we can't see it. Just think about Job, the test that he had, and he lost every single thing, everything. But there was always one person in each story that came back to Job to tell him what happened so they could have an account of everything. He lost it all. And then he gained a double portion of it back because he never wavered. It was times where he was hurt. It was times where he was upset. It was times where he was mad, but not once did he waver. He stayed strong. That's one of the gifts of the spirit, and he was able to go through it to be able to get it. So you got to be watchful what you ask for. If you ask for some gifts of the spirit, God, you're gonna get. You got to go through some long suffering. You got to go through. You want to get that temperance and patience, godliness. You got to go through these different things, and it's hard, but shoot, I'm trying to get somewhere. I'll,
Right. I think that's dope too. How you preface that under long suffering, because I look at the name of Job. Job. It's pronounced Job, but we know job. It's some long. That's long. You got to take some long suffering too. Like that's quite a job. It's a never ending job. Long suffering.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
Especially when you've taken on the burden of taking care of children and a family. You can't quit for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So you can't. There's never any excuse.
Period. No excuse.
One of your prayers in a room with no light, because I'm not where you are yet, Dwight.
Say it again.
I went to anger management. I'm working on a few things. But I'm in awe though. Most people really strive to be where you are. While I'm peaceful, I still have a lot of work to do. But just to see how you've kind of handled the media and the scrutiny, over what, a decade plus, I'll be lying if I didn't say it was admirable. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. It wasn't. It's not easy.
I
Like
gave you the side eye. I
it
did.
was. It's not easy, and I understand y'all. You and everyone are looking at the lens that the world is giving you of someone. So the opinions and the things that they're saying, even though you might not believe them, because they're saying them over and over and over again, it's getting into your subconscious. So now it's like, oh well, maybe is it true? I don't know. He might be. He looks like it now because of all these things that's being said. So um, it those things can put a stain on someone's image. I will say that, hearing those things from a fan perspective. But I think that's why a lot of times celebrities and famous people here, whatever you want to call them, they try to stay away or stay out the spotlight when they get a chance to, because they always been criticized and judged already. And so it feels like a lonely world because, it's like nobody really understands what you have to deal with. So you don't know who to talk to, who to trust, who to cry to, all those things. So I had to learn through experiencing it at 18, but also by going through it, my life has been plastered for the world to see. So all my decisions, me having children, me messing up, all those things is being put out there, so everybody can see, oh, I would have did this if I was him. Oh, he should have did this. Why he ain't say this? Is everybody up there, but they wouldn't know how to handle these situations if it were them. So I'm learning how to do this from 18 at a young age. I don't know nothing. I'm coming into a whole world, a big ass world. The world is big as shit. And now I'm dealing with millions of dollars. And fame? What am I supposed to do with this? Who am I
Right.
supposed to talk to? It's already lonely because I done put myself in this box so I could make it. Now it's lonelier. So you try to let people in, and you let people in, and what do? They take advantage of the situation. So you build these walls up. You see how these athletes and people build walls up, and now they lash out. When something happens to a family member, or just I don't know too much about Kanye, but just from my observation, like just look at how the passing of his mom, in this world, how lonely that left him, and how there's moments where he lashes out and does these things. So, he came out when I came out. I remember how he came out 2004. So that joy was gone, was taken away from him from when his mom passed. Now he's in this big ass world all by himself. Nobody to understand but his mama.
Yeah, everybody else see him for who they want him to be or imagine him to be.
Mm-hmm.
And the people with the with all of that with them tend to be the people who feel the least loved. It seems like they're the most adored because they get all this attention, but they know they're the least loved because they're loved about as much as they're useful. You got to think, man. If you go back to tribal days, Dwight, you're a mighty hunter.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? You're that child who is
Like
three
a
times the size
Nimrod,
of your
like
family.
a Nimrod. Like,
Well, not even like like Nimrod. I mean, like just you would be who the tribe would depend on. You're that child, that blessing child who's 3-4 times larger than anybody in the tribe, who can come back with 3-4 deer. You see what I'm saying? And because of him, the whole tribe has an abundance because of that person. In tribal days, that person was held up and highly respected. But in our natural days, that person gets taken advantage of inadvertently. It's not on purpose, but
mm-hmm.
because all these people are dependent on you, they see you just for that, and they don't get to see you. You don't get to feel truly loved because they can't see you. They see you as what you can do for them. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And to accomplish that makes you a mighty hunter. You've done so much for your family and legacy, your father, your children, in every direction. You've done this. I mean, and more so than most people could ever understand, bro. And that's why I say that should be held up. We look at the accolades, the was it 7-time defensive MVP? I don't know all that stuff, but the things you can do, the things you've accomplished, is nothing in comparison to what you've done for your legacy and tribe. And we as Black people need to start focusing more on that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You're a hell of an athlete, but what you've done for your legacy and tribe is literally unreal. You bought your mama a house probably before you was 20 years old. You see what I'm saying? These things are absolutely unreal. You see what I'm saying? Some mothers grow up, are born and die at their old age and never buy themselves a house. You understand what I'm saying? What for all of you mothers listening, could you imagine your child being able to do things like that for you before he can even get a damn mustache? Do you understand what I'm saying? To dedicate
With
his life to
braces
something where
on.
he's, huh?
I say with braces on. Go ahead.
With a corny dude with braces. You it's unreal. That's corny, right? That's unreal. That's crazy to me because of what. That's why I say these things need to be held up, bro. Because someone who has access to you has your own DNA doesn't even see that value. They're saying corny. You know what I mean? This man already bought a house for his mama. What are you talking about? what are we talking about here? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I know what life is like struggling without parents and all of that, bro. So I know these are actually major accomplishments. You see what I'm saying? And so that's why I say that I really wish that we could, have some self-respect and just some respect overall. Because we ain't gonna be able to get to anywhere in life if we can't acknowledge greatness. That's our problem. We tear greatness down.
Yeah.
We can see horrible people and we won't say nothing about it. Like we'll ignore that and we'll focus on people who actually doing something and tear them down.
Say yes, absolutely.
You think about this right here. When I met you, bro, I could barely talk to you on the phone. I could barely talk because my mouth was so sore. Now, you helped me. You flew me to you, not to you. You was in LA. You flew me to your dentist. Your dentist fixed my tooth. I flew back home. They act like that's something crazy. That's gay. That's a good heart. So you get an indictment for doing something great for somebody. I was months away from a dentist appointment, bro. That abscess would have been in my mouth for 2 months. There was nobody that could fit me in there. And you said, man, I can help you. And you gave for that? That's the kind of stuff.
You got to give a little something to get something, Kev.
This is so crazy, bro.
But I understand it. I understand why those things have to be said. You have strong black men, you have to come at their masculinity. You have to come at them in different ways. Since I've been in the league, it's been a new way to try to attack my testimony and who I am. When I first came in the league, the first thing I said was, I wanted to add the cross to the logo. So now saying that, the enemy's like, nah, I got to destroy his testimony any way possible. So when I first came into the league, it was, he was a Christian, but now he got 25 kids. Then once everybody found out I didn't have 25 kids, it was, oh, now he like men and everything else. It was something to try to combat who I am. He's a
Right.
deadbeat dad. All these different things to try to like combat somebody that's strong-willed, that's strong-minded, that has pushed through obstacles, that has made it to the pinnacle of success in their craft, to tear them down. So other people of that color won't look and say, I want to be like this, or I want my child to be like this. But they would want to say, don't be like this. This is a bad person. Don't talk to this person. Let's shun this person. Let's shame this person.
Right.
So I mean, it's somewhat of a serious question, but it's something that's been bothering me, Mr. D-Rock. Y'all remember when they used to put rock on the end of everybody's name back in the day?
Yeah, I do.
Anyway,
D-Rock. Go
so
ahead. Go ahead.
so Superman, is that because of your height and you could jump? Is that where that nickname came from? I don't like it, but I just need to know where
Um,
it came from.
um, Actually, none of my close people ever called me Superman.
Where
Um,
did that come from? I don't
that
like it.
that came
The
because
dunk contest.
I used to do the Soldier Boy dance, Soldier Boy Yule, the little soldier boy, and I used to always do the Superman dance. That was my jam. Everywhere I went, they played Soldier Boy because I wanted to do the dance, and the Superman was my favorite song. And then I would do crazy stuff in the weight room, like bench press crazy weights, or I jumped over one of my teammates in practice, and I was doing a lot of stuff in the community, and I was always out helping people. So people's like, man, you really are Superman, dog. You be doing everything. Like you
Uh,
always seeing you everywhere. So that's where it came from. It wasn't like it was me going to get it from somebody else or looking at other people. And then my teammates was like, hey, since you be flying when you jump, you should put a cape on in the dunk contest. And I was like, why would I do that? They was like, man, because you'll win it. You should put a costume on and a cape. You already like to entertain people. This right up your alley. So, that's what I did. And that's where Superman came. But my friends, my friends would call me Debo. And that's because I used to watch Friday all the time. And I used to quote the movie. And since my last name is Howard, my coach used to say D-Ho, like D-Ho, let's go get on the court. And we didn't want to say ho because we didn't want all the kids saying ho. Because I went to a Christian school, we want all the kids followed everything I did. So we didn't want the kids saying them call me ho and stuff like that, and them getting used to saying that word ho. So everybody just started saying Debo, and then that's what stuck. Everybody called me Debo.
got it.
That's
Okay.
what they
That
call
makes,
you, Debo.
I promise you, my
Huh?
favorite scene in Friday. Yeah, if you're not a Friday watcher, if you can't laugh at the part when Smokey was trying to stop that damn car and his foot, the way
Damn. He was
Yeah.
mad as hell.
Oh, yeah, when he burnt the tar off his foot.
Man, he kept trying to go back and stop the car. He almost twisted his ankle and his whole knee.
That
MCL,
mark probably
everything was
still on
about
the
to pop.
road.
Yo, his foot, man.
Oh
Hey,
man.
Dwight, I was out there in LA. Me and my brother was riding down the highway, right? And
Yeah.
I saw an exit off the highway that said Normandy in the Western. And yeah, and
Round
I
here
went live and showed it. I was like, between Normandy and the
in
Western.
Western, we
Yeah, I
call
didn't know
this
they
a
was talking
little
about streets and
twin,
shit. I said, let's
twin,
go.
twin
Yeah.
nigga.
Uh-huh.
Welcome, D Ham, to the
Oh,
panel. Welcome, brother. Welcome.
Man, welcome to y'all. Welcome, salute to you kings up here, Dwight
What's up
Howard
with
and
you?
Kevin Wesley. Salute.
Peace,
what's up,
brother.
brother?
Hello, Chatty Cathy, my queen, my sister.
Hey, brother.
I was just listening in. I've been in the chat the whole, as long as I can. I don't know when it started, but when I got in here, I just wanted to listen to these men talk about their experiences, and it's been I'm gonna tell you like this. I appreciate this happening. I don't know what sparked it. I don't know what sparked the White to finally, engage with the people that's really been standing up for him and coming in on Kevin's live the other day. But I can say one thing, man, without doing any bashing or anybody, you're standing, just you speaking just light into your own personal life without going too deep into anything is just um, amazing within itself. And I think that your new, just hearing about how you met your new wife and um, the change that God is taking you through, you going into a dark place for 3 days and almost a cave. It reminded me of David when God anointed him as king, and he was on the run from Saul. Um, and Saul was trying to pretty much unalive him because of the anointing that was on his life. And Saul's son began to try to help him um, to somewhat get away from um, the attacks and the guards and the things that were Saul was trying to hunt him down. And so he gave David his father's armor, but the armor was too big. You know what I'm saying? So David was like, I only know how to really fight with a slingshot. I don't need all of this. And as much as your stature is, your stature may be as of a Saul, but in reality, you are more like a slingshot of stature. That you are saying, I'm gonna take on every attack, and God has He's spared you, and he's rewarding you for the route that you took. And I just want to say, man, keep going. You are anointed. I don't know. I seen Denzel Washington just become ordained. I don't know what's in your future, but something great is about to happen. And because you, like you said, you surrendered, and that's all he was waiting on. And now the sky's the limit. I don't know if you're going back to the league. Um, you, I don't know what is in your path right now. I do believe that all options are probably on the table, but I just say, man, stay in this space right here where you at. Stay right there.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I will. I appreciate you too. Amen.
I think I said something similar to you before. Your name is actually David, but you
Yes.
you you in the body of a Goliath.
Yes.
You have said that, yeah.
I remember the day you tried to clown and you was like, you said your name Kevin Wesley. You know you can't trust a man with two first names. I said, you got two first names, and you said, oh yeah, that is right.
I remember that. Oh man.
He thought he had one too, Dan. He was
I was
laughing
like,
his ass
dang,
off.
I
He was like,
was
"You got
laughing
two
my
Right.
first
ass
names. You
off. I
can't try."
was
He had
so
everybody
tight.
laughing. I said, "But you got two first names." He was like, "Yeah."
Ah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
But that's
that's
crazy,
big
D.
time.
That's the story you came from was David, and that's actually his name. And you said you could see that
Yes,
in him. Yeah, he do got a heart of David. You know, David was called the man after God's own heart.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And he had to go around the way to respect, you know, res- just respect um, Saul. You know, he had to respect Saul, regardless of if God stripped him of any position. He had to still respect it, and that's where the heart of David really stems from. It's almost as if I know who I am, but I respect God. I respect God so much that I won't put my mouth on the king. I won't. I could have. He could have killed Saul, but
Mhm.
David said, no, I won't lay a hand on him. You know. So when you're going through your worstest trials and tribulations, although you could have put your mouth on it, Dwight said,
Whoa.
nah, I'm
Whoa.
gonna hold my tongue. You see what I'm
Pause.
saying?
You stupid.
Pause on every bit of that.
Go
Nah, but
ahead,
I
brother.
understand. I understand what you said. You're absolutely correct. You said that instead of throwing stones and lashing back, I just, took on whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not talking in sex. Y'all get your mind off the gutter now, whoever that. You know what I'm saying? But Kevin, we know how you fight. You know what I'm saying? We out here swinging in these YouTube streets. But
Yeah, yeah. I'm just having
I'm
fun, but
just saying sometimes, peace, the battle don't belong to you anyway. So we hello, can y'all hear
yeah,
me?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir.
you got to know the battle don't is not yours anyway. So sometimes it wasn't like Chatty was like, man, why is he not coming out and speaking up? And he understood the battle didn't belong to him. So when you recognize that, hey, I got to go into my secret place of the Most High, and then now here he is with the people that surrounded him in prayer, surrounded him, kept his name alive. Now here he comes. So man, I'm appreciative of that because it shows you that even while if the white end had never once had to grab a link, but people were still out here understanding that he is a man after God's own heart, and we out here to keep his name alive. Regardless if we have a meeting, regardless if we have a talk with the brother, there are some people that God's always going to dispatch to keep your name alive. When I spoke on Kevin's panel yesterday, I was talking about a man's name is his legacy. You have to understand every time we are attacked, it's really what they're after is our name. Whenever God whenever God chooses to bless somebody in scripture, he said, I'm going to do this for my name's sake. So you'll know that anybody that tries to take and strip you of what I just did for you, they can't have it because my name is attached to it. And so what Dwight Howard has been creating is a legacy that no man can take from him. But I don't care what lie, I don't care what weapon, they can't take his legacy. That's why we are here, Chatty. That's why we here, Lil Pop, because we are protecting what God has already promised. And we came out of nowhere and said, nope, we standing up for that brother's name.
Yes, sir.
And I think
I'll
we
say this right here too, D Ham, about that.
oh,
My bad. My bad. Go ahead.
it definitely, in all seriousness, just to speak on the gratitude, it shows humility because with a name and who Dwight is, you can, and Kevin, we've had this conversation too about you, too, with being on certain panels and how you can go anywhere, but that's a whole nother convo. But, you literally can go to ESPN, any major site. You're Dwight Howard, you know what I'm saying? So it definitely shows humility that you will support, platforms that don't see the light of day. It says a lot of your character. I'll forever remember this moment in time because never in a million years would I think that I would virtually cross paths with, Superman. You know what I'm saying? So it's dope. It says a lot about your character, and I can only give you my respect for that.
Oh, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I
Yeah,
appreciate
now,
all
now,
you
now
guys.
10 years down the road, do not call them corny. Now I'm just playing.
Well, if it was if it's a corny moment, I got to call it out now.
No.
I'm gonna say it.
You gonna be like, the first time he came on my panel, he was like, "Hey, Chatty."
I ain't gonna do that. But if you do something corny, I'm gonna still call it out.
No, I'm playing. But now, so like it's crazy because Deanne was talking about David, right? If you
Yeah.
think about this, Dwight, because of your size, right, of your height and stature, most people they would not be around you if you were an arrogant person. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So your temperament has to be so humble, and that's why people can be comfortable around you. I don't know if you went through a stage in life where you had to learn this, that you're so large that you have to try harder than everybody else to be calm so they can feel comfortable. I'm 6 feet tall, and I've always been told I was a big black man, a large black man. And you met me when I was in larger size before I had my stomach removed. But
Yeah.
but most people would see me as a larger person, and I've often been told I was intimidating. And so even my vocal tones are higher because with most people I had to work with, I had to talk in a tone that they were comfortable with, right? And so
Yes.
when you look at it, you truly are David in this modern world. Sure, you could be a bully and go around with the strength and the size to bully people, but to navigate in this world, you have to actually harness your strength to control it and control your voice and tone and everything to appear, you know,
Yes.
absolutely, just because you're
That
so
is
large, and
true.
so you're forced to behave like a small man. So
That is very
you're
true.
literally David trapped in a Goliath body who has to. You see what I'm saying?
Just even think how, a lot of times when everyone's with me, Kev, how my voice, I be thinking I'm talking loud and everybody's like, bro, it sounds like you whispering.
Right,
Because I'm such a big person, I always be thinking about how I even speak. So I
right,
won't startle people. And I had to learn that through experience. I learned that, as a kid, I got into a fight. Somebody, I'm joking and having a good time, and somebody punched me, and I went black, and slammed the person. Everybody looking at me like, "Oh my God," and I'm like, "Oh, I can never be this. I can't do this no more."
right,
You know, and that happened. That was a physical thing that happened. And then when I was in high school, one of my classmates, she kept messing with me, and I changed the tone of my voice,
right,
and I called her out her name, and it hurt her so bad. And I said, man, I can't do this. That's not Dwight, and I can't treat people this way. So since then, I've never raised my voice. I won't call nobody out their name. And, I just had to learn that at a young age. And I knew that if I'm older and bigger, doing those things could put me in trouble. I could lose things, lose money, lose deals. So
absolutely.
everything I do, I have to think about it. Really think before I speak. Really think before I do.
When you hit puberty and people like yourself, you have these huge growth spurts, right? And they
Right.
say there's these moments where you're clumsy because you don't understand your body, right?
Mhm.
But in all actuality, philosophically, you have to understand your
Mine.
body. You have to understand how much larger you are and stronger you are than other people. And even just in how they see you, the threat they feel when you give them a certain look or raise your tone is severely heightened because of your size and demeanor, right? And you
Hmm.
think about for you to navigate in this world and have to really, really reduce yourself down, taper yourself, domesticate yourself to all of these people who are not of your skin tone. And that's really who your livelihood's coming from. And you got to make these people feel comfortable, right? And so
Hmm.
what we see as your personality is really who the world has kind of tempered you into being. If you could imagine, your same stature, growing up in an African culture, they would have taught you to project, to speak in your tonality. Dude, you would have been a scary motherfucker to these Americans. Do you understand what I'm telling you? But you would have truly been in your power, though. You would have moved mountains. You see what I'm saying? And I think there's a way to still do that, even in the way you speak now, because of your character, bro. That's what I mean by it speaks for itself. No matter what world you're in, you'll be able to move because of who you are. You see what I'm saying? But in every culture, in every lifetime that you have, whatever it be, there's always going to be challenges. I look at you like a modern day gladiator in a world where you have to temper yourself just to get along. You're pickle walking down the damn street on Baki. If they know if you wanted to, you could hurt everybody out here, right? But they trust you because they see your temperament. It's like a zooed lion. You see what I'm saying? And that's exactly where they want you. You know what I mean? But you're far different than a zooed lion, and that's what I think that you don't want the world to know. I think that's why when I started getting deep the other day on the panel, you was like, "Yeah, we can't talk about this in public. You got."
No. I'm with you, Kev. I think that's what I'm alluding to, and also just the oil, the anointing that's on his brother, man. When you are called, and he talks oftentimes. Dwight talks about when he was 18. It's almost like that's his day of understanding the weight that's and the pressure. But it was all those years leading up to his 18th year that God had already prepared him,
Yeah.
and where he's at in his life now, it was through the test and the trials, and it was also reflecting in to who he is, who he know he is, to find himself, in that search to find peace is to know yourself. And I think the Dwight that we're getting right here is a man that did the work. When we say you do the self work, he did the work. He had to work on some things, and now God is rewarding him. He says he's a rewarder of them that diligently seeks him. So whenever we're seeking him, that's what Dwight told us up here today, that he had to seek him and knock, and the door should be open. Seeking you shall find. So when he went in that dark hole for 3 days, that was him seeking. You understand? So I think you're a testament, man, and you have so much to give. You don't even know. Like you are able to reach so many people on so many different levels. It's crazy. And I think that once you really unleash and open up to the world, so many people's lives are gonna change.
Absolutely. And I was gonna say this real quick. All that I said earlier was just to say Dwight may not roar like I may roar because I'm gonna speak out, and that's how I fight.
Yeah.
But he's a hell of a fighter, and his temperament shows that, to be able to handle this and have so much reserve. Just says a hell of a lot. You know what I mean? Because he's had the same anger coursing through his veins, the same losses, the same insults on his name, and has had to wear that for the same duration of time. You see what I'm saying? All because of somebody that left the house that day. So we've sat and talked about it, and he's expressed his anger to me, but that's a safe place. So I always say this: a great king would go to war with any enemy to protect his family. An even greater king can subdue that enemy without ever going to war. And sometimes that's through negotiation and being diplomatic, regardless of how angry you feel. Everything that looked like a nail don't need a hammer. But because kings have to think about the casualties. And he has a lot of casualties. He can stand to lose a lot. Him speaking out one time in a way could ruin. You got to think, we're America. Dwight is loved in Asia. He's loved in all these different places.
Right.
He can't let someone get him off focus. See, I think the universe trying to prepare me for where I'm going, that Kevin, this is going to happen. And when I take you higher, you can't respond to this stuff because you're making the world aware of your private issues. And they're here for your gift. And I think
Yeah.
the white has been a great example of that. He knows the world is here for his gift, not his private issues. Regardless of how much they tell him they love him, he knows they don't. He knows they don't care who's talking about him and what they're saying. That he don't. He knows that, and he knows to make
Yeah.
that their business would only, add to their own trauma. They got their own stuff they're going through in their life. So let's just keep it business, and I think that's smart. And I needed to learn that. And so this I think was really more for my own development, man. The master teacher, they say. They
Yeah, there
say
you go.
I stood the most to learn in
Guru.
all of this.
It's
That,
giving guru.
that's it, man. And I'm gonna
No.
say this. I think the white when what I'm listening it is that even you and Kev, you and Dwight's connection came from Dwight seeking something. He was seeking knowledge. He was seeking understanding, and all that getting understanding, and he was seeking understanding, and that's what brought you two men together, based on knowledge and sharing of that type of um, deep go trying to just trying to get a deeper understanding of life and this man is a face of franchise playing basketball, and he was seeking something spiritual, and that's just proves that if that don't prove to anybody that this man was not out here just just spending money and trying to do this and do that. This man was seeking something way back then before quarantine,
That's a
and
fact, Dehan. That proves, dude, that's crazy.
yeah, absolutely.
It do.
And what
Because
the
when
enemy
we
took
met, it
from
was like
that,
we knew each other because you would saw so much hours of my content. So you definitely don't spend your time doing foolish stuff. You've been
Hmm.
right?
spending your time digging.
Yeah, he's digging. He's looking for nuggets. He's looking for something to change his way of thinking.
I was telling Kevin, I want to know who I am. Who am I? Like, why am I here? What is this? Like,
Right,
Mm,
that's what I'm asking him. But that's what we talking about. Like, that's what I
right.
was trying to figure out at that same time.
Hmm.
Like, what is this place? Why am I here? What I know I have a purpose, like, but what? Why do I supposed to be doing this? Like, what is this body? Like, what am I? All these questions. What happens when we
come
die?
on.
Like, all these things is I'm searching. Like, that's what we've been doing. It ain't never been no bash sessions or no sexual immoralities going on. It's spiritual growth,
Yes.
so just to even have that on our names, it's disrespectful, and it's distasteful, all that stuff. Any of those things, we don't allow that. We disallow any of that type behavior in my house. We
Right.
don't play those type games. We didn't grow up like that. We was never around it. I never was around it. My kids never experienced it. So, don't put that on my family and put that on myself. That's a thin lip lie. You know,
Yes.
that's not my character. Any of that sexual deviance. Uh, I highly respect women. Highly respect women. Why? I have two daughters, and I have a mom and a sister and a grandma. I
Hmm.
respect, so I would not ever do anything disrespectful to my body that would disrespect God or to anybody else's, in that manner. So, just all that stuff being said, it just, like we talked about, it's just crazy. But the way to deal with it is by the actions, what you're doing, like the
Hmm.
fruit that we're bearing, the positive things, that's
Yes.
how you combat all the negativity is people are seeing what we're putting out there. They're seeing stuff like what in our own lives, my son is seeing the benefits of all A's. He's going to school, doing his thing, him working out every
Yes.
day, getting up at 6 and praying and reading, how that's benefited his life. My daughter the same way. These kids are here every day getting these nuggets in their life. So that's
And
where
I'm
I'm putting my
and
energy.
and I'm gonna tell
That's
you, Dwight, it's
Wait 1 second. Well, 1 second, Z Ham. How old is your
okay.
grandma, Dwight?
My grandma,
Yeah.
80, say she just turned 88.
Yo, that's shout out. That one. Man,
Yeah, yeah.
that
So
just stung me. Shout out to those
yeah,
that still have your grandma, man. To hear that, that
You
is
know, just think she got to hear stuff like this too now.
yeah,
that breaks my heart.
That's being said. You know, she got to deal with that stuff when she know this not her grandson that she
Man,
don't watch come into the
that
world that she done prayed for. So
that hit
just think about that,
wow,
that
and
hit
you know how
every
we have to combat all this stuff because I have to be the one to actually bear the cross, but at the same time, when I'm bearing the cross, everybody else has to sit up there and they know me. They're a part of it. You know, they want to carry it too, but I ain't putting this cross on my grandma. I can carry it, grandma. God gave me these shoulders, but she still got to hear it, feel it, see. She don't want this stuff to be said about her grandson that she don't watch manifest his whole life since he was a kid and said since 3 he wanted to go to the NBA. He don't
wow.
he she don't want to have to deal with that, but she know how strong I am. So
Mm,
she don't call me on the nonsense. She don't even bring it to me. None of my friends do. Because they know that the only thing that stops all this nonsense is motion. Keep moving. Why would
yeah,
I stop and look during this race that I'm running to see what my left and right got going on? I'm trying to get
wow,
to the finish line. So I can't be focused on everything else. I'm trying to go, trying
amazing.
to
that
get there. So, you know,
that hit
don't,
for me.
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
To my chatters that know and been listening to me for a minute, y'all know how I tell the story of watching my grandmother take her last breaths and how that was the most beautiful, most painful moment of my life. Just to hear that someone still has their grandma and she's amongst this, man, that hit a little differently. Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to know how old she was. Shout out to grandma. Shout out to the matriarchs, and shout out to everyone that still has their grandma and those who haven't. So yeah, I just needed to
Yeah,
know how old grandma was. That hit that played on my heartstrings a little bit.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, and I appreciate y'all. And actually, I gotta get off the live. I gotta get up and be a dad in a couple hours. So I
Right,
wish I could
right.
stay on and talk to you
No,
guys
this was
longer, but
good,
we
brother.
got more lives. And thank
Yes,
you
sir.
guys for everything. Um, Again, I know that it can be difficult when you have to listen and deal with all this stuff, but no, it's a greater plan for it, even with those people that despitefully use us and say things about us. Like I tell Kevin, we're going to get persecuted. We just got to keep going. We can't allow the persecution to stop us from our purpose.
Mm,
So,
that's it.
life is all about seasons. People say balance. It is balance in life. You got to have balance, but it's seasons. It's even the earth has seasons. The earth has seasons just like we do, ups and downs, and cold times, and winters, and spring, where every new life, and all these different things. We just got to know how to handle these different seasons, how to store when it's time to store, how to let out when it's time to let out. All these different things we have to learn, and the only way we learn is by getting alone and being still. All of us have to do that. We don't never take the time out for ourselves, and that's what has made me who I am today. Is actually realizing, separating myself from the world, separate myself from my desires and the things that are fleshly, knowing that I am a spirit that is experiencing flesh. So I'm trying to get as close as I can to my highest self while I'm in this physical form so I can experience the heaven that I desire. And so now we
Wow.
have people who want to tear that heaven down, but knowing that they can't because I'm going to manifest what I want. That's how strong my will has to be. And so,
Powerfully put.
that's how I, view all this stuff. I know it's
Yeah.
difficult to handle, but go to your secret place. Don't
Yes.
put it out here for the devil to see it. Don't let the devil see you without nothing but joy on your face. Don't let him see you frowning. You know, because that's when you know he won. You know, go to your secret place, cry out, do what you got to do, and then come out knowing that you ready to fight. When I come out of my secret place, I'm ready to battle, and I can go all day and night. I don't need no sleep. I'm like Hitler's army. They gave us the what they gave Hitler army. What kind of drug they gave him? Ketamine, so whatever it was.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm that. I'm pumped up. I can fight in the spirit, the flesh, however you want to go. So you know
Yes,
that's
sir.
I'm a warrior.
That's it.
Yes, sir. So basically, what he's saying is, you know how they say Superman, he is, kryptonite was his greatest weakness. What Dwight is basically saying is, y'all can cast green stones all y'all want, y'all can never stop this version of Superman. You understand? That's what the brother said right there.
Yeah, powerful.
Okay.
Oh, love you, dog.
All
Man,
right,
much love
Dwight,
back,
God
bro.
man.
bless.
Thank,
Stay strong, brother.
Yes, sir.
thank
Y'all have a
you.
great one.
You too, man.
I appreciate this so much. Thank you.
He probably don't know how to drop down. Look.
All right,
he,
Chatty.
can, he can jump to the top of the damn backboard, but he can't drop down off his damn
Right.
YouTube.
Can't jump over panel.
Earl Manigo,
he got
get that up, get
he
down,
got to
stay
hit that
alive, Earl Manigo.
lead button.
Oh, let me see if I can remove it.
That's my nigga, bro.
I noticed that, Kev. I knew you was coming with that joke.
Right. You
Yeah.
know, friends
I
always
knew he
got to
was
be the
coming
ones
with
to
that.
say something and call you out.
he probably laughing like a motherfucker. Like he wait to talk shit like I ain't say nothing.
Like, wait till I figure out how to find this goddamn button.
Right. But look, I want
Yeah, man.
D-Ham, when you,
I thank y'all for letting me up, man.
yes, sir.
Oh,
Hey,
sure.
D-Ham, when you were saying that to Dwight a while ago, and he said something that I thought was profound about how he first reached out to me, right?
Yeah.
When the way I grew up, I didn't know my purpose either. Even though I was teaching in church and all these people would come to hear me speak and all this stuff, I still didn't know my purpose because it's like truly nobody understood my mind. I could preach on certain topics, but certain topics they couldn't handle, and I really had to reduce myself really my whole life and family and everything. I didn't recognize my purpose until I started speaking out loud online. And that's when people
Right.
could see my value, and all these people from all the worlds around are reaching out to me. You see what I'm saying? And so
Right.
you look at Dwight, someone who also grew up in church, who's always told that his body was given to him by God to play basketball. And now he's getting older. He's thinking, there's more to me than this, though. After you've got all the accolades, something still ain't settled in your spirit. You know there's more to you, but you have no clue because everything's been wrapped up in your body. God told you to play basketball because you're tall and you're big, and but who are you? You see what I'm saying? And
Right.
whatever it was about listening to me made him say he must have the answer. Whatever it was that makes you reach out for the greater version of yourself, you just do it. You see what I'm saying? And I
Uh-huh.
think that in us getting to know each other, that he has found value in that. You see what I'm saying? And because he's a totally different
Yeah.
person than when we first met, as far as how he speaks and his demeanor. You see what I'm saying? And so, in
Right.
many ways, these same people who attacked me reached out to me for the same reason, bro. And I promise you, the moment they reached out to me, I had compelled them so much and helped them so much in their life. If they had millions of dollars, they'd have fixed my damn tooth too. They'd have fixed my tooth too, because they were grateful at that moment. These people hate me now because their hearts turn cold. The Bible even speaks about that. When people have a hardened heart, sometimes God
Yeah.
hardens their heart towards you because they don't deserve you. You understand? And so
Absolutely.
when it seems like someone detests you, sometimes that's your spirit doing you a favor. And I know Chatty has experienced this. You walk into a room and people already got a problem with you, and sometimes it can bother you. But what you got to say to yourself is, good. My aura is so powerful, it deters people before I even have to deal with them. You got to reframe it, because that's truly what's happening. These people are not worth you. That's why they can't break past your aura. What they tell themselves is they think they too good. They think they're all that. I don't like them. They tell themselves whatever they want because that aura is too powerful for them. You're not saying that about them. You were welcoming them. They couldn't walk in your presence without criticizing and making you the star of
Right.
the show. That's their fault for making you the star of the show. They don't understand they're the star of the show. Don't let me blind you, baby. If I blind you, you don't deserve to be around me. That's just the facts.
Yeah. Well, I noticed that, Kevin. That's why I said what I said because, and it's not to take over Chatty's panel or anything. She had a wonderful interview and her questions were spot on. That's why I just stayed in the cut listening. But I
It wasn't.
did want to.
It
Yeah,
wasn't.
go ahead, Chatty.
Yeah. It wasn't like literally. It was just me being what I do. So this was not
Okay.
pain. Like I'm still sitting here like, wow, I was coming on to do my hour little because I'm never on long, and
Right.
it turned into what we have right now. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
it's not even
Well,
pot. Say what you want to say because I like where this is going. It's just organic,
yeah.
but it is. I love that.
Well, all I was trying to see I don't know why I'm speaking on it the way I am. I don't know if it's just me or if it's God, if it's, but I try to analyze certain things, Chatty, when it comes to why is this slander? What happened? What triggered um, the Shroom night to turn into what 6 years later these guys are fighting for their reputation, right? What triggered that? When I realized the storyline on how Kevin came out and went viral, and how this man, and then I went back 7 years, and I listened to Kevin actually preaching at it seemed like a conscious where people are waking up from religion, and I listened to his message. I listened to the whole message, and it was really a powerful word. You could tell that this man has um, been preaching and teaching, but now he's doing it to wake people up to their higher self. And so I'm watching this stuff. I'm going back and doing a little bit of research, and I'm seeing that these people started flocking to this man, flocking to him. They want to be his cameraman. They want to open up different nonprofit organizations. They want to help this man do whatever is on his heart, right? So you see this at the same time, and you have these celebrities, which is one of them being Dwight, reached out to him as well. And what Kev just said was if they had millions of dollars, they would have fixed this tooth too, right? So but because they didn't, they said I'll film you for free. I'll do this for free. No, don't worry about it, man. I'll give you my time for free. You understand? I'll donate to your car. I'll do this. I'll do that. They still was doing what the white did for him. They was just doing it to their capacity.
And
So
look, and in the
yeah,
eyes of God, it's a greater gift because they had the least. Think about it.
exactly, exactly. So you get to the White House now because of these people who really was just trying to ride your coattail because they didn't mean you no good. They were leeching off of the viral sensation. They were coming from different areas to with their own baggage of deception, right? And so now here you got a man that you thought could handle spiritual enlightenment on shrooms, and he turned this into the worst decision of your life. Um, it's unfortunate, but you're still who you are. So now it's time to regroup, refocus, like the wife said, and now y'all are both now going through this persecution. And yes, it may be online, but it gives me now full understanding that nothing is a coincidence and it's no accident that you are who you are. So now it's time to just understand it that that the next level is coming with new devils. You understand me? So this is where you at.
Right, right. You're right, D. Hammond. I say this, like Dwight sacrificed his childhood to his body. I sacrificed my childhood to my mind and my spirituality. I was a preacher before I was 20 years old, bro. Before I was 20, I was ordained. I was a youth pastor by 20 years old. I mean, I'm talking when I preached, more people came to the church than when the pastor preached. That's how profound my messages were. I didn't realize that I was carving out something for myself, like say Dwight was
I
when he
can
was.
sense it.
Say it again.
Since even when you, I seen little clips where you were really speaking as a young man in front of this, back in 2018, in front of these people.
Right,
Um,
absolutely.
and you know what I'm saying? You could tell that the level you were operating from was so organic. It was so, um, it was next level, and basically you're not experiencing nothing that Moses didn't experience. And I told you about this. The
Hmm.
people murmured and complained. Moses ended up missing the promised land because of his anger got the best of him because of these people that God told him to lead. And they end up making it, but Moses missed it
Right, he
because
passed away.
he didn't do what God told him to do in the midst of this. You see? So um
Aaron had to
basically,
take over.
go ahead.
No, I was just
Go
saying
ahead.
Aaron had to take over for him because Moses passed. You're right.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So regardless of what I'm saying is this is the time because I feel like both of y'all, you and Dwight, have been vindicated from a lot of the slander.
Hmm.
So now it's like, okay, where do y'all go? Where do you go from here? Like, what who is Kevin West?
Right. It's
Who
like I
is
said.
Dwight
It's
Howard?
right. Like I said, it's back to being. I used to always say B. You hear this B evolution, but it's really the
Uh-huh.
acronym of BE. It's I always say if the moment that you be, don't let the world criticize you. Don't care about what they say. Don't care about how you sound. The moment that you just be, that's the moment that the universe will open up for you. And it did that for me. And that's just what that's the point I was making is that coming from where I was coming from, preaching and compelling people in that way. I was doing missionary trips, speaking to hundreds of thousands of people in Cuba and things of that nature. But I never knew what God or the universe was setting up for me. So
Right.
when I started speaking online, you guys got to think. I never once put celebrity life coach until celebrities reached out to me for coaching. This is how much your gift will make room for you. I never knew of a
Right.
life coach. I never knew of these titles and stuff like that. I was just Kevin Wesley. That's it. It was celebrities who reached out to me. I never said, "Hey, celebrities, reach out to me." It was no matter who you were, and I hate to even say celebrities because it makes it seem like regular people ain't special. Everyone was reaching out to me. The king
What
of the
what
Congo, Princess
mhm.
Diambi, reached out to me. The king of the Congo flew to America to meet me before my surgery, just in case I passed. She had to meet me for herself. She flew from the Congo to meet me personally. This is crazy, bro. You see, and I'm talking about every no matter where you from, they were reaching out, and this is because I was simply being. And I think that every one of us has that calling, and I don't think I'm special at all. I think what makes me special is that I found who I was. And I think every one of us, when we find that thing that's us, we will all glow. And there'll be no need for jealousy or comparisons because we all are a snowflake, as unique as anybody else. And that's what makes it so special is that I'm just as unique as you are. And if we all would trust in our own gifts and let it
Right.
out, you'll see what God has for you. There's so much more for you. I'm
Yes.
I'm just but an example, just like Dwight. Don't hate that when y'all see it, guys. Be that. Find a way to truly be and watch the universe give you everything your heart could ever desire. What does it say? Seek ye first the kingdom, then all these things will be added. The kingdom is
Yes.
you. The riches are inside of you. If you show the world what you have, they'll come giving you gifts. They'll come bearing you gifts.
Yes. Yes. And that's so true. And I'm gonna say this last thing. Um um Even when people, I don't want to make this too spiritual, but I want to make sure we understand where the persecution and the betrayal comes in at. Even when Jesus, um, oftentimes he was they people they said people only followed him because of the fish and the loaves, because of what he could provide for them, what he was off, what they can get from him,
Mhm.
and so um, when it came down to um, them really wanting to crucify him, Um, it they rather had chose a thief and a robber. When this man was literally just trying to heal the people, feed the people, you know, and people flocked to him prior to this. I mean, he spoke before multitudes. You know, they took in his teaching. They enjoyed him, but when it came down to it, people betrayed him, and and so he asked, I believe it was Peter. He asked Peter. He said, "Who do men say that I am?" He said he started going into gossip. Peter was like,
Right.
"Man, people saying all kind of things about you, man." But
Mm-hmm.
Jesus asked him again. He said, "Well, who do you?" I'm not asking you what other people say. He said, "I need to know what you think of me."
Right.
He said, "You are the Christ." He
Mm-hmm.
said, he said, "Flesh and blood has not revealed this unto you, but it was my Father in heaven." He said, "And upon this rock, I'm gonna build my church, and the gates of hell won't be able to prevail against it." So what I'm lining up here is exactly what Kevin just said. When you seek ye first the kingdom, it's the riches is in you. When you seek who you are, Jesus said, "Who do men say that I am?" He wanted to know okay, who am I to you? It's
Absolutely.
all about seeking in that place where Dwight wanted to know, who am I? Kevin said, "I want to know, who am I?" Even Callie said, "I want to know, who am I?"
Mm-hmm.
But he betrayed and ran with a narrative. This is where
Absolutely.
this is where we at, y'all.
I am I'm loving this moment. I'm gonna get ready to bring it on in. I am tired. But I want to say that I'm loving this full circle moment, and I hope so many can learn from this. I remember starting and not knowing what I'm doing, or if anyone would listen, who am I? And I remember dropping the link and Ham coming on the panel, and I was in awe. And I've been in awe since that moment. And this full circle moment is amazing. Ham, I'm so proud of your platform, your following, what you continue to do and be. Um, I remember the first time sharing the panel with you, and to share it again. I'm loving this moment, and I wish your platform all of the success because you deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Chatty.
I
Thank
You're very welcome. I also remember starting, and Kevin Wesley asked, I think, either to drop the link or something, and before you know it, I'm in an impromptu interview, so to say. And I'm thinking, wow, never in a million years would I think that I would be talking to Kevin with this story that I involve myself in, and have this full circle moment now to you, Kevin. I'm so thankful, and I am so thankful for what I've learned from you in this saga, in this situation. I'm happy for where your platform is going to go, and I want nothing but good for the both of you on this panel, and for anyone that I shared the panel with in the past to know that I wish you well. But I love this moment. I I
Oh
love
yeah,
I love everything about this. This wasn't
yes.
I just I'm still kind of in shock of how this all went down this evening, but I love it, and
Yes, ma'am. Me too.
Thank you, Chatty.
I thank you both.
And before I drop down, I just want to say to you guys, when you look across the world and you see whoever it may be, celebrities, whether it be an actor, singer, whoever it is that you see that compels you, I want you to notice the one thing that they all have in common is that they are showing you their self. They've recognized the world as show and tell, and they are showing you their gift. Show yours back and watch what the world do for you. And I promise you, man, you won't have time to worry about what nobody else is doing. You won't.
Powerful. Thank y'all for having me. Thank you,
You're welcome.
Chatty. I got much love and respect for you, Queen. Thank you so much. And this
Yes,
was
ma'am.
a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to be in your chat, and then I'll also grace your panel. Thank you so much for having me.
You are very welcome. You're very welcome, Kevin. Thank you.
Peace to you, Chatty. Good night to you.
Good night, my chatters. I want to thank you as I close out. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for those that might catch the replay and hit the like. To those that grace me with super stickers, I'm so thankful, you guys. I don't think you understand. It means a lot to myself as a small creator. I have way smaller lives than most, so it means the world to me. So I thank you all. Whatever you were able to take from this live, whether it was a message or, something to think about, I hope you got something. And if not, at least hey T nice. If not, we'll just end it with knowing that you hey my ma do. Sorry you guys with I wasn't in the chat. I wanted to interrupt and say hey to y'all so much, but I didn't want to be rude. Thank you, Brother Ham. Um I didn't want to be rude, but if you don't take anything, just know that you are capable. You are able. I think that you are amazing, even though we never met or maybe not even had a conversation. And whatever it is, continue to defy the odds and keep going. Just keep going, y'all. Just keep going. Keep going. I want that for you. I do. So thank you guys. I am so humbled. And yeah. This was great. You guys have a good night. Later.